scandal with Nikki Haley. Now which was like 2 days. Then DeSantis dropping out yesterday. I mean, this is just like one of the biggest news weekends you could possibly have at a time when you don't think there's going to be that much, right? Right, because we have the election. Possibly have at a time when you don't. Now, I've got a new mic, this DJI mic, and so you guys let me know how the mic sounds. First time I'm using it here on the live stream, and the reason I've gone wireless is I just got too many wires around. So, all right, here we go. Stand by. 1 second.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Oh, man, this weekend was like the most insane, news-heavy, amazing weekend you could possibly hope for in the re-election campaign of the greatest president ever, Donald Trump. And what a great weekend it was. Of course, we got the endorsement of Ron DeSantis late in the day yesterday, which we're going to talk about. And it really, things this weekend, there was more news involving the Republican presidential race this weekend. I mean, like, humongously big news. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it was just like, I'd never seen it. I was expecting things to kind of be, until tomorrow when we have the New Hampshire primary, and that's just not how it happened, and it was bad for all the candidates. But let's first talk about new is DeSantis dropping out and endorsing Trump. And I got to tell you, President Trump, and now it's just Trump versus Nikki, and we'll get to Nikki. Don't you worry. But Ron DeSantis gave, which one of the, if not one of the weakest endorsements ever, it's quite possibly the weakest endorsement ever. And let me share this. This is DeSantis. He's dropped out, and he's endorsing President Trump. Kinda. Listen.
Over the past many months, Casey and I have traveled across the country to deliver a message of hope, that decline is a choice, and that we can, in fact, succeed again as a nation. Nobody worked harder, and we left it all out on the field. Now, following our second-place finish in Iowa, we've prayed and deliberated on the way forward. If there was anything I could do to produce a favorable outcome, more campaign stops, more interviews, I would do it. But I can't ask our supporters to volunteer their time and donate their resources if we don't have a clear path to victory. Accordingly, I am today suspending my campaign. I'm proud to have delivered on 100% of my promises, and I will not stop now. It's clear to me that a majority of Republican primary voters want to give Donald Trump another chance. They watch his presidency get stymied by relentless resistance, and they see Democrats using lawfare this day to attack him. Well, I've had disagreements with Donald Trump, such as on the coronavirus pandemic and his elevation of Anthony Fauci. Trump is superior to the current incumbent, Joe Biden. That is clear. I signed a pledge to support the Republican nominee, and I will honor that pledge. He has my endorsement because we can't go back to the old Republican guard of yesteryear, a repackaged form of warmed-over corporatism that Nikki Haley represents. The days of putting Americans last, of kowtowing to large corporations, of caving to woke ideology are over. I thank all of our passionate supporters.
Okay, there you go. Okay, and now, so very weak. And basically what Ron DeSantis said is, well, it's hopeless. I'm going to endorse Donald Trump because he's better than Biden. I mean, it was a weak endorsement. It's getting, come on, we're not going to dance around that. And you got to feel for the guy. What a humiliation. What a humiliation. This entire year of his campaign has been bad news day after bad news day. He has not had a single day of positive news. And I thought it was interesting that he came back to Florida, and at least he said twice in his very weak endorsement that he was in Florida. I don't know where in Florida. Was he at the governor's? I don't know where he made that endorsement from. But I would have liked it if he would have gone to New Hampshire and gotten on that stage last night with President Trump in New Hampshire. He didn't do that. It was reported also that Trump and DeSantis, as of this moment, have not yet even spoken to one another. And I don't know if they ever will. But, you know, how much is DeSantis' endorsement really worth anyway? Right? Does his endorsement mean anything? At this point, I don't think so. And, you know, with Ron DeSantis, I knew Saturday he was dropping out because he had canceled on Saturday. He had canceled his Sunday show interviews. He was going to do an interview with CNN, and he was going to be on Meet the Press. CNN's one thing, but when I saw that he canceled Meet the Press, I knew that was it on Saturday. That's a big thing. You're running, you wouldn't cancel a Meet the Press interview. So I knew then, just by that he was going to drop out. It did, and then he did. But, you know, Ron DeSantis, even though President Trump said very good things about him, which I will share in a bit, and he also talked about he is retiring the De Sanctimonious. He'll no longer be using that. He said good things. So, we got to follow the lead of President Trump. But let's not forget, Ron DeSantis betrayed not just Trump, not just the MAGA movement, but those of us here in Florida who supported and voted for him in both elections because he pretended to be MAGA, he pretended to like Trump, and he ran this campaign. Ron DeSantis ran this campaign with this thought that the Bushes and the Paul Ryans and all had been whispering in his ear. Ron DeSantis thought that President Trump was going to be arrested, the mugshots would come out, we've gotten the mugshot, we've gotten arrest, we have all these court cases, and then the MAGA people would drop him. Right? There, you know, he's still part of that establishment that he was attacking there, of thinking that, well, the MAGA people will drop him or he'll be disqualified. So he was running a campaign based on lawfare. He criticized lawfare in that speech he gave yesterday endorsing Trump, but he was counting on the effectiveness of the lawfare to give him a path. And this guy, Ron DeSantis, has destroyed his entire life. He was a shoo-in to be the nominee of the Republican Party in 2028. Now, while he and President Trump are both from Florida, they couldn't be running mates. But remember, people were talking about him being Trump's vice president, and then when the conflict of them being from the same state, Florida, comes up and they couldn't do that, we figure, well, I don't know, maybe he'll be attorney general or something. Maybe he'll get a cabinet position. But he was going to walk in, Ron DeSantis, to the 2028 Republican nomination. He blew all that. I've been telling you all year, since last year, because we're in a new year now, that Ron DeSantis is unelectable forever. That has not changed. This weak endorsement isn't going to change that. You cannot trust Ron DeSantis. Now, that doesn't mean, like with Ramaswamy, that if he has some support, I can't imagine who supports him. If he wants to go around and praise Trump and try to encourage some people to vote for Trump, okay. I saw one poll today that says over 60% of DeSantis supporters say they will vote for Trump. Well, that's not that many people, since he's polling at like 8% in some of these states. But every person he can get to support Trump is fine with me. However, his base of support, Ron DeSantis, are never Trumpers, and the never Trumpers are going to vote for Biden over Trump. So I don't think Ron DeSantis' endorsement is worth really anything. However, it's nice to get this primary out of the way. And after the break, I'll open up the phones, but I'll get into what happened with Nikki Haley over the weekend, which was devastating to her. And at some point, she's going to drop out too. Then it's going to become Trump versus Biden, and that's where we want to go, okay? And after today, we probably won't spend too much time talking about DeSantis. Now, DeSantis, I'm imagining he's going to take a day or two off to get over his depression of the rejection. But if DeSantis gets back to work as governor and starts doing some good things as governor, and there's a lot of problems here in Florida we talk about all the time, I still would not trust him. I don't think any MAGA people would, but at least he could, try to heal some wounds, all right? So we'll take our first break of the week. When we get back, we'll get into Nikki Haley. The phones are open on all of these breaking stories in the Republican primary over the weekend. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. You're listening to the Steve Kane as that one. If you guys have seen one, let me know, but I cannot imagine one weaker. Now, I got a new mic. First time I'm using this mic today. I just got it on Friday. And let me know how the new mic sounds compared to the old mic. Maybe it's the same. I don't know. But first time I'm using this mic. I think it's a pretty good mic. This is just a windscreen. I really don't need that. I was testing it outside yesterday and left it on. But I really don't need that windscreen inside, obviously. But, yeah, it comes, this mic, it's a DJI mic. It comes in this case that charges it. So, yeah, and it's actually got two of them, so you can have two people on a mic at the same time. But mainly I'll use it for vlogging. But it's nice not to have the wires. Yeah. Now, that may make some noise. I'm going to take the windscreen off because I really don't need it. So, hold on. Okay, there we go. See, that's the windscreen. This is like when I'm vlogging. And it's got a range of about 25, 30 feet. So I can walk all over the place with it. And you can hear me. There you go. Oh, man. So if you're on hold, hang in there. All right, where are we? Okay, we'll be back in 2 minutes. Well, a minute, just over a minute. So we got a lot to cover. Oh my goodness, do we got a lot to cover. Nikki Haley is done. I mean, she's done. She is just, you know, Nikki Haley is just too stupid to know that she's done, right? I mean, I've never seen someone in the Republican Party as out of touch with reality as Nikki Haley. I mean, you see her over the weekend. She had the scandals come out that I was covering over the weekend, and the way she's been behaving. Oh my goodness! I'll get into all of that on the show today. Well, listen, whoever Trump picks as VP, we're going to support. You know, we're voting for him, not the VP. All right, here we go. We're coming back in 3 seconds.
275-2326. Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, Harrison Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All right, it is Monday, January 22nd, 2024, the day after Florida governor, our governor, Ron DeSantis endorsed President Trump. Now, after this weekend, it's Monday. If you've woken up with some aches and pains, you need to go see Dr. Philip Appleton. He's my chiropractor. He wants to be your chiropractic physician, too. You know, the laser wave pain treatment, it will rid you of your pain like he's done with me 5 times. You know, the laser wave pain treatment, which Dr. Appleton performs all the laser treatments himself. There are no injections, no drugs, no surgery, no downtime, and it is 100% painless. And on top of that, it works. All the pain that I've had treated with Dr. Appleton, not only has the pain disappeared, it has not returned because Dr. Appleton's laser wave pain treatment actually repairs the damage that's causing the pain. When you have pain, it's being caused by something. You take medications, you're not fixing anything, you're masking the pain, right? The laser wave pain treatment with Dr. Appleton actually repairs what is causing the pain. Appointments are not necessary. Walk-ins are welcome. His number, 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonChiro.com. Give Dr. Appleton a call and say bye-bye to your pain. All right, let's take some calls, and then I'll get into some of the audio sound bites of President Trump, and then we'll get into the scandals of Nikki Haley. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian's Top Gun, one of your YouTubers.
Hey, Top Gun on YouTube. What's up?
Hey, listen, my big fear on all this is, none of this is really going to matter. They're just going to still find.
Okay, then why are you following the news then? Why is Trump running? Why no. Why is Trump running? Is he just wasting his time? Why is he running? No. Oh my gosh. Another one of these depressive Republicans. We just had the biggest victories. I watched President Trump come out last night on stage in New Hampshire. All of his speeches in New Hampshire this weekend were spectacular. I saw President Trump come out there last night, and President Trump, now more than ever, at this moment in time, more than any point since he came down the escalator, he's more popular than ever. Not only is he more popular than ever, okay, he's the most popular candidate and president in history. In fact, he's doing so well that CNN is predicting his victory in November. MSNBC is predicting his victory in November. Now, if you want to go around and feel like a loser and like, oh, well, they're just we're going to lose, I'll give you Richie's number. Misery loves company, and you guys can, tell each other that it's hopeless and blah, blah, blah. I know this. President Trump is not running a hopeless campaign. Not only, when you have CNN and MSNBC predicting Trump's victory, not the nomination, the general election, guys, that's something that I just don't think people realize how unusual that is. If they had any hope of beating Trump, any hope, CNN and MSNBC would not be predicting his victory in November because it would depress the liberal voter turnout. Even Donna Brazile over the weekend Donna Brazile is predicting President Trump's re-election in November. So if you guys want to sit around and have your little depressive tea parties and everything, go ahead and do that. There are a lot of people that are not comfortable winning. There's a lot of people that are comfortable being depressed. And I'll tell you what part of it is. A lot of Democrats have walked away and become Republicans. And when you walk away from being a Democrat and become a Republican, what you've done is you're in a recovery. Liberalism is, like Michael Savage says, a mental disorder, but it's also like an addiction. And very often, sadly, when someone gets over an addiction, alcohol, drugs, they've gone to the, AA, they've gone to rehab and everything, every once in a while they'll slip. And a lot of people that used to be Democrats, or these Newt Gingrich loser Republicans of the 90s that were always apologizing for being a Republican, they're just not comfortable being winners. And a lot of red-pilled liberals that are now conservative and MAGA still have a little bit of that liberal victimhood in their veins that they have not completely purged out of their body. Okay? And the thing about President Trump, I heard Eric Trump talk once a few years back about his dad. And there was a lot of crap they were putting up against him. It was in his first term. And he said, that's when my dad is at his best, when the odds are against him. And, people like Donald Trump is a winner, right? There are people who think like winners, and there are people that think like losers, okay? And I will tell you this. One thing we learned from Ron DeSantis, which I think was rather shocking, is when he came out of the closet as fake MAGA, I was in shock. Remember in the first campaign, he did that commercial. He had his baby in MAGA clothes. He was reading The Art of the Deal to his baby kid. Remember all that? And then we found out he was fake MAGA all along. Well, Ron DeSantis is not alone. There's a lot of fake MAGA out there. Sometimes you'll hear it on the phones here on this show. And what a lot of fake MAGA are doing, They're in deep cover. They want to depress you so you don't turn out and vote in November. Don't listen to any of that. Okay? Does President Trump look like, why are we doing this? This is a time to celebrate, not sit around like a bunch of depressed losers. I'm sorry, guys. Get over it. All right? Now, this is a celebration time. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call, no matter where you are listening. I'm not going to sit here and depress people from now until November. What are you, out of your mind? I don't know, who wants to listen to that? Who wants to feel that way? This guy is... The popularity level of President Trump is beyond measure. And when I say he's the most popular president ever and most popular candidate ever, I'm including all of the 46 before him, including Abraham Lincoln, who wasn't that popular. Abraham Lincoln got elected and the Civil War happened, okay? The Democrats left the Union and everything else. There's never been someone like President Trump. He is the greatest unifier of the American people that this country has ever known. He's more popular than Martin Luther King was in his day, okay? I mean, we've never seen something like this. So I don't have a lot of patience for, I don't have patience for that. And I'm not going to apologize for it. This is a program for winners. The losers, well, those are the liberal callers, okay? All right, we'll take our break for the bottom of the hour. There's so much more to discuss. We've only just begun. We'll be back right after this.
Making morning radio great again.
I'm sorry. Forget that. I have no patience for that crap. No patience for that. Oh, goodness. Where am I? Let me see, get organized for the next segment. Let's see. Okay. I'm just got to get organized for the next segment. Let's see. Okay. I'll play some clips of President Trump. Let's see. You know, the thing about the undecideds, okay, no one's undecided. That's complete bullshit, okay? I hope I had the mic off for the radio. Yeah. Okay, there's a lot of people that want people to beg them. They want to act like they're undecided, so people will beg them and wine and dine them and everything else. And so that no one is undecided at this point. Give me a break. That's just ridiculous. And plus, a lot of MAGA people won't answer pollsters. If I got a call from someone claiming to be a pollster, I wouldn't talk to them. I wouldn't trust them. I'd feel like they were doing something to collect information about me, wouldn't you? Would you trust a pollster? So there's also a lot of people that say undecided that are MAGA that are nervous about giving their opinions and information to some anonymous person on the phone that says they're conducting a poll. No, I wouldn't talk, no. I wonder what Nikki is describing with that in that picture that I have in the thumbnail of the video. Any ideas? Mm-hmm. No, I would not talk to a pollster. No way. No way would I talk to a pollster. All right, where are we? If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe, and everyone please like the video. Liking the video helps grow our community here. This is the most MAGA place you will find anywhere, I promise you. No, I don't answer calls, I don't know either. But there are a lot of people, these undecideds, they just love people to beg them for their vote. I don't buy this undecided crap. Who could be undecided at this point in time? That's just, oh yeah, Judge Judy, what a pathetic endorsement. I'm going to play that when we get to her in just a little bit. Yeah, you know, I'd be afraid they were collecting information. No way would I talk to a pollster. Screw that. All right, where are we? I will have a new podcast up here on the YouTube channel tonight, guys, so... I didn't recognize Judge Judy. If for her endorsement if people even know who she is, she needs to wear the robe. She's got to wear a judge's robe so people recognize her, you know? Oh, wow, cool. Now, guys, Valentine's Day is around the corner. What better gift than a Mighty Maga Lion, available at MightyMagaLion.com. There is a link in the description. This is a great Valentine's Day gift for yourself or your Valentine. There's a link in the description. Just go to MightyMagaLion.com. If you buy more than one, you get a discount, all right? MightyMagaLion.com. All right, here we go. All right, we are back on this Monday morning, the morning after Ron DeSantis dropped out and endorsed the greatest president ever, Donald Trump. So, President Trump, he said a couple things about Ron DeSantis. His speech, did you guys catch President Trump's speech last night? It was a great one. Oh, man, what a nice rally. His speeches all weekend long were spectacular. I watched them all. My favorite one was the Saturday night one, but we'll get to that one later. But last night, President Trump began his speech in New Hampshire saying nice things about Ron DeSantis after the endorsement. Here's President Trump.
Before we begin, I'd like to take time to congratulate Ron DeSantis and, of course, a really terrific person. I've gotten to know his wife, Casey, for having run a great campaign for president. He did. He ran a really good campaign, I will tell you. It's not easy. They think it's easy doing this stuff, right? It's not easy. But as you know, he left the campaign trail today at 3 p.m., and in so doing, he was very gracious, and he endorsed me, so I appreciate it. I appreciate that, and I also look forward to working with Ron and everybody else to defeat crooked Joe Biden. We will have to get him out. We have to get him out.
Yeah, there you got it. So nice things about DeSantis. And then, let me pull this up. This was good. So last night in New Hampshire, President Trump walked by the Right Side Broadcasting reporter, and the Right Side Broadcasting reporter asked President Trump about calling Ron DeSantis Ron DeSanctimonious. And this is what President Trump's response to that was.
He just said, will I be using the name Ron DeSanctimonious? I said, that name is officially retired.
Okay, and while no one has asked, I think since Ron DeSanctimonious is retired, I think Walmart Melania is also retired. Okay, so we'll retire both of those. It'll be Ron DeSantis, Governor DeSantis, Casey DeSantis. No more Walmart Melania. And no more DeSanctimonious or Kinky Boots or anything else. And as long as he does continues to do the right thing. You know, those can always make a return if he ends up on the wrong side of things, but I don't think so. Now, the next one is going to be Nikki Haley. And Nikki Haley, I'll get into some of the details about this later as the show goes on, but Nikki Haley had one of the worst weekends that anyone running for president of the United States in a primary has ever had. So, a couple weeks ago, I broke on the show here this extramarital affair she had with this guy. Remember all that? I went through all the details. She had sex in her car. She had sex in parking lots, her government office, the parking lot of the State House, behind a bar, behind a restaurant. Remember all that stuff? Well, the Daily Mail on Friday, which is the most read English language newspaper in the world with their online website. That's amazing. Okay, everybody reads the Daily Mail. They broke not just that story, there's a second man that Nikki Haley had sex with while she was married to her husband. The second man was married, and Nikki Haley caused that guy to get divorced because the wife found out. Complete homewrecker. So that story came out Friday during the day. The addition is the new guy. And by the way, the new guy, he's a lobbyist. So she had sex in a hotel room with a lobbyist. She doesn't just take money. She takes other things too. from lobbyist, donors, and such. I mean, that's a devastating story, especially for a woman. And like the first guy, the second guy who got divorced over it, he also gave a signed sworn deposition. Now, I'm a little unclear why these guys gave depositions about this. I don't know. I know that seems a little strange. And Nikki Haley, this was on Friday. So, and the story is incredibly detailed. I may go through it later in the show, maybe. Incredibly detailed. And then and that came out Friday after we got off the air. The new guy, the first guy we knew about, but this new guy, who's a strange-looking dude. I mean, so so this is just Friday. So this story drops in the Daily Mail on Friday, and the Daily Mail, of course, have reporters covering everyone's campaign. The Daily Mail, they show up at a press event for Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley had the Daily Mail removed from her event for reporting that story. She's acting like a Democrat. So, of course, when she has the reporter removed from the Daily Mail because they reported that story about her cheating and home wrecking and everything else, the Daily Mail, they get deeper into the story. That was during the day on Friday. Then Friday night, President Trump had a great speech in New Hampshire, and South Carolina Senator Tim Scott comes up on stage and endorses President Trump. Now, this is doubly bad for Nikki Haley because not only is Tim Scott the sitting United States Senator from her home state of South Carolina and knows Nikki Haley and says, what he's saying is, I know her, don't vote for her, vote for Donald Trump. That's a devastating endorsement for Nikki Haley. On top of this, that Tim Scott was appointed by Nikki Haley to the Senate. They had a vacancy. She appointed him to the Senate. So he knows her as well as anyone, except maybe those two guys that she has sex with in her office car, parking lots, and in hotel rooms. He knows her pretty well. She appointed him. What a humiliation. That's just on Friday. Then Saturday, another reporter from The Spectator is at a Nikki Haley event in New Hampshire and asked about the Daily Mail story about these two guys that she was having sex with. They removed the reporter from The Spectator from the Nikki Haley event. So that goes viral. That's Saturday. Then Saturday night, oh my goodness. What happened to Nikki Haley on Saturday night was devastating. Just devastating. Okay? Two things happened. One, they just got this story that she's having sex with married men. She's causing divorces while the kids are at home. The husband, I don't know if he was deployed or at home. I don't know. And what does she do, Nikki Haley? She shows up at a campaign event with Governor Sununu. Governor Sununu has a super cool 1960-something convertible Mustang. They drive together to, it looked like they were driving, like Sonic. It looked like they were driving up to, Al's from Happy Days or something. She's driving alone through town with Governor Sununu, who I'm assuming is married, after all these stories come out that she's having sex with married men and such. They're driving around alone together, no chaperone, no Mrs. Sununu. They pull into this drive-in weirdo place like they're on a date, and the windows of the Mustang are fogged up with just the two of them in the car pulling up. I don't know what they were doing. I mean, she's smiling ear to ear, and he is too. It looks like they're having an affair. I'm not saying that Nikki Haley and Governor Sununu are having an affair. I'm not saying that at all, but it looks like they are, the way they're behaving, doesn't it? I'm not saying they are, but I'm saying when you know her history, being married doesn't stop her from having sex with other men, and she certainly doesn't mind having sex with married men, according to that lobbyist that signed that affidavit. So it just looks insane that she would do something like that. The windows fogged up in the car. They're both grinning ear to ear. They're alone. There's no chaperone. Where's Mrs. Sununu? Is there? Oh, my goodness. And then President Trump takes the stage for a massive rally in New Hampshire Saturday night, which was spectacular. And what did he do? Now, on Friday, like I said, he had Senator Tim Scott from South Carolina. On Saturday, President Trump had all but one statewide elected Republican from South Carolina on stage endorsing him. Congressman, the lieutenant governor, the head of the legislature in South Carolina, the governor of South Carolina, and many others. He had the entire senior leadership, including the governor of South Carolina, her home state, on stage endorsing him on Saturday night. And the governor used to be Nikki Haley's lieutenant governor. The head of the state legislature, I can't remember if he's in the state house or state senate. He had this really cool jacket. He kind of looked like Herb Tarlick, if you know who Herb Tarlick is. But he's a cool guy. He said, and they all came up and gave speeches of endorsement to President Trump. He said, I know Nikki Haley. He said, I had a fundraiser for Nikki Haley at my house, and I'm endorsing Donald Trump, not Nikki Haley. It was crazy. And what's Nikki Haley doing? She's driving around town with a married man alone in a car with fogged up windows on date night, Saturday night. This woman is a mental patient. I'm sorry to tell you, Nikki Haley is a mental patient and a bird brain. But she had the worst weekend you could possibly have when you're running for president. But you know what? I think she's too stupid to know it. All right, so let's take our last break of the first hour. And when we get back, there's a lot more to share, okay? I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show, on the radio since 1977. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth.
I mean, that was just some weekend for Nikki Haley. Yeah. I mean, I don't understand. I mean, these guys having sex with Nikki Haley, they're all not good-looking guys, especially the lobbyist, okay? I get that. But I think she's gross myself. I mean, I don't understand why anybody, and because now the word's out that she has that she has sex with married men. All these guys on the campaign trail are hitting on her now, right? Absolutely they are. Okay. It's insane. Let's see here. I mean, let me know what you think in the... I'm not saying that Nikki Haley and Governor Sununu are having an affair. I'm not saying that. But don't you think it's inappropriate for them to be alone together in a car, convertible, super cool Mustang with fogged up windows at night? Doesn't it look like wrong to do something like that? I think it does. I mean, you know, you have to be a mental patient. Yeah, she's still married. Is he? He's got to be married, Sununu. My wife would kick my butt if I was driving around with Nikki Haley alone like that. After all this stuff that's come out, are you kidding me? I've never seen someone so out of touch with reality. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I'm looking for a couple stories here I want to talk about as we go on. If you're on hold, hang in there. I'll take some calls when we get back. I'm looking for a story that I want to go through. Okay, there it is. Okay. I mean, the way she behaved is just nuts. Just completely insane. Okay. Where am I? She has very poor judgment, which is a bad quality to have in someone who wants to be the president of the United States. Oh, well, this is a much more. This mic here cost a lot more money than that other one I had. That other one I had was like a $24 mic. The last wireless mic I had. All right, callers on hold, stand by. Oh man, Nikki Haley. I mean, don't you think, you ladies out there, okay? A guy comes out and says he got divorced because of his affair with Nikki Haley. Would you let your husband drive around on Saturday night alone in a convertible 1960-something Mustang like Governor Sununu did with her with the windows all fogged up? My wife would be... I'd have been sleeping in my car last night out here outside the radio station parking lot if I was doing that kind of thing. That's true. It's the way it is. Women don't like homewreckers. She's just like Kamala Harris. Now, if you're on hold, stand by. Before we go to the calls, I want to remind everyone, Mike Lindell, who's been canceled by Fox News. Fox News will no longer, not only not have Mike Lindell on, they'll no longer run MyPillow commercials, even though in the month of December he paid them $5.5 million for advertising. Can you imagine? Oh, it has nothing to do with him hiring Lou Dobbs, they say. Yeah, right. Right. Oh, boy. So, Mike Lindell, he's been canceled by Walmart. It's just a devastating blow, this Fox News cancellation. And he has extended to listeners of this program free shipping on all orders. No matter what you order at MyPillow.com with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, free shipping. On top of the special, right? Like the MyPillow Mattress Topper 2.0 that I sleep on is 40% off with our promo code KANE. But you also now get free shipping. Even if you order the neck pillow, which I got to order a new neck pillow. I like to wear it when I travel. You know, the neck pillow, no matter how large, no matter how small, the item is at MyPillow.com. Free shipping plus the special price. Support Mike Lindell and, of course, support this program. Go to MyPillow.com. This is the time to load up. Valentine's Day, the MyPillow robes are spectacular. I have my wife and I, we got each other MyPillow bathrobes the first year they came out a couple years ago. They're great Valentine's Day gifts. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. Remember, free shipping on all orders at MyPillow.com with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
You're always saying that I'm a loser. I
didn't say you're a loser. Listen, Richie. This show, this is a great news time. Okay, things are going well. The show's hot and filled with energy. I get a call from you, and all I get is, I keep you on too long like that, I'll have no listeners.
I get it. Here's the deal.
Oh, here we go.
No, Nikki Haley is not only probably the biggest slut that ever ran for president.
Oh.
But the fact of the matter is, her policies she's a Dick Cheney in a skirt. I mean, she wants war everywhere, and her policies suck. I mean, forget about the fact that she's a tramp.
Well, and not only does she take money from lobbyists, she also has sex with married lobbyists, according to this guy in his sworn deposition. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and Sunday, Sununu was questioned about her on what's her name? It was on Stephanopoulos.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, he had said if she fails, he's going to support Trump. They were questioning him, so even he's starting to flip.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody is behind President Trump, and I know. I guess you might have heard about Sebastian Gorka. He actually let the cat out of the bag. You know who's going to be his running mate?
Who? Lee
Zeldin from New York. He says the person who's going to be coming out of New York, and he's not talked about.
Wasn't Lee's? Well, I'll tell you, I like that governor of South Carolina Saturday night. Oh my goodness, I like him. But wasn't Lee Zeldin at one of the events? Was he at the event with? I think Lee Zeldin was at one of the New Hampshire events over the weekend.
Yeah, Lee Zeldin is a MAGA. He loves Trump. He's been behind Trump from the very beginning.
Well, see now that's an interesting pick because he almost was the governor. Remember that Democrat attacked him with the knife, and Donald Trump is making a play for New York. So Lee Zeldin could help quite a bit in that New York play.
There you go. I'm telling you, it's Lee Zeldin. If Sebastian Gorka, take it to the bank.
Yeah. No, Oh, he said a man out of New York. I didn't hear the New York part.
A male. Yeah. No.
The only other there's not many Republicans at that level. It's not going to be Giuliani's son. Lee Zeldin, I would think, yes.
Yeah,
that'd be good. I'd be happy with that. All right, Richie. Good to hear you're not depressed. You know, on my weekend shows on YouTube, Richie called me and he was like, please. I mean, this is great. I think Lee Zeldin would be a great pick. Yeah. Because, a lot of people just assume that, New York, you can't win New York. Are you kidding me? Yes, you can. Things are that bad in this country. See, Trump was always popular. He's more popular now than ever. But things are bad in this country. Look at how much things cost. Oh, my goodness. I went to, my wife and I, we went to lunch at Chipotle over the weekend. I couldn't believe how much it was. I mean, for takeout, it was a lot of money. It was just for the two of us, but it was expensive. The price of everything has gone through the roof. And I'll tell you, one of the major reasons New York is in play is because of what Greg Abbott's been doing, sending illegals to New York. And that's a big thing. And when he first started doing that, who cares? It's just a couple busloads. And he has turned opinions so far. I read a story a couple months ago here on the program in New York City. The illegals stay up all night because they don't have to work. They're retired, right? They play music. They're having street parties. This is before it got so cold. They may not be having as many street parties now. And people in New York are ticked off. You know what? And they should be. And President Trump's a New Yorker. So I think Lee Zeldin, that'd be a great pick. The governor of South Carolina on Saturday night just blew me away. I thought he was spectacular, too. Listen, I don't care who Trump picks. I'm going to vote for him, okay? But Nikki Haley, is dangerous. She is dangerous. She is equally, if not worse, than Hillary Clinton. She really is. She is more clueless than Hillary. she has the brain cells of AOC and Kamala Harris. I mean, she is at that level. And the way that she carried on over the weekend is an example of that. Now, Nikki Haley got the endorsement of Judge Judy. Who cares about that? You know, I don't know if Judge Judy's endorsement ever would have amounted to anything, but maybe 15 years ago would have been. I saw Judge Judy get up. I didn't even recognize her, because who recognizes Judge Judy when she doesn't have the judge robe on? Let me play a little of this. This Judge Judy stupid endorsement of Nikki Haley is the biggest endorsement she's gotten, really, isn't it? What endorsement has she gotten from somebody that's major that you could think of? Listen to this.
But I came because I have kids, I have grandchildren, and I have a great-grandchild. And I'm concerned for the future of America.
Oh, she's concerned. Judge Judy's concerned for the future of America. Another person who's concerned about Donald Trump, you know, they should put her on The View. Another woman who's concerned with Donald Trump running the country for America. Believe me, you've got nothing to be concerned about, Judge Judy. You know, President Trump, the deportation, a lot of people keep saying, you know, how's he going to deport so many millions of people? It's going to be impossible. It's not going to be popular. President Trump, when he comes in January 2025, he is going to be the most popular man to ever take the oath of office. And the deportations will happen, and they're going to happen quick. And the news and everybody else will be running everything and, you know, showing trains to Auschwitz and making Nazi comparisons and all that nonsense. But they are popular because things have gotten so out of control with this senile old coot, Joe Biden, running the show. Judge Judy, that's the best she's got. Oh, my goodness, what an embarrassment. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Florida.
Yeah.
You know what? I hate it when you do that, when you compare Dr. Martin Luther King and compare him by Trump. He's nothing like Trump. Dr. Luther King changed the world. He changed the whole world. Okay? Mm-hmm. So he's nothing like Trump. Mm-hmm. Trump can't do nothing. Trump going to destroy the whole.
Well, can't do nothing is a double negative, and two negatives make a positive, so that means he can do everything that you just said. So you and I agree with that. Yeah, that was a double negative. That means a positive.
One thing about Trump, when he get in office, he going to do real good. But then he going to switch.
Mm. Let me tell, I want to have a conversation with you right now about this, okay? I love callers that take issue with me, that disagree and everything else. But there's a problem with you, okay? Every call is the same. You're building up to this Antichrist thing again. No. And if that's going to be every call every day, we're going to have to limit your participation in the program, okay? I just can't throw the phone over to some weirdo lunatic like you, what are you, Jehovah's Witness or something? And every day, Trump's the Antichrist. I mean, it's too predictable. And you have to be able to think outside the box and be able to comment on what's going on in the news that we're discussing to participate in this program.
Yeah, Trump.
Now, I can't handle boring, predictable calls that are show killers. Maybe I should give you Joyce Kaufman's number. She's desperate for phone calls over there. But no, you gotta be able to. What I'm telling you is, you've got to be able. Excuse me. You've got to be able to talk about what we're talking about. You never address the subject matter, the stories we're talking about. You just call in with this stupid thing that you bring up all the time. So you're not banned. I'm not restricting you. I'm just telling you that you've got to be able to talk about the things that we're talking about specifically to participate. This is not some segment where I turn it over to this Jehovah's Witness lunatic who comes in with this Antichrist thing. Well, okay, whatever. Don't never. That's another double negative, which, makes a positive. All right. We'll take our break for the top of the hour. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. We got to have a little bit of quality control on the program. I mean, come on. We'll take our break for the top of the hour. Come back. There's more news. We'll take more calls. Don't go anywhere. 1-888-GO-KANE1's the number. Back after this.
WIRK HD3 Indiantown.
I think you guys know what I mean by that. I think you guys know what I mean by that. You know, you just can't every day the same call, the same thing. Yeah. You know, I don't mind disagreeing callers, but that guy's a waste of time. Yeah. Hold on. All right. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe, guys. And everyone who's already subscribed, please like the video. That helps spread the word about the channel. Let's see. Where am I going to go when we get back? I got so much to cover. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. Okay, we got that. I'm just getting organized for the next segment. All right. We're just pulling up some stories that I want to talk about in the next segment or two. My internet connection is so bad on my iPad here. I'm going to have to get a new iPad. This iPad is just not doing too well. I like Apple products, but they have a timer on them. Then they don't work anymore. It's aggravating. Yeah, this new mic, I like it. I think it sounds much better. And I like not having the wires in front of me, which are always... New mic, I like it. I think it's... Oh, my goodness. So where is everyone located this morning? Like what state, what city, what country? Where's everyone at? Of course, I'm in Florida, right up the street from Mar-a-Lago. North Carolina, Texas, Boca, Tennessee, Northern Kentucky, Norway, welcome Norway, Iowa, Ontario, West Virginia, Cherry Hill, New Jersey, North Carolina, Texas, Independence, Missouri, President Truman's hometown, Hammond, Louisiana, Vermont, Hartford County, Maryland, Georgia, Northern Indiana, New Oxford, PA, Wyoming, Kentucky, Melbourne, Australia, The Villages, Largo, Florida, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Pocono, Pennsylvania, North Carolina. Oh, the weather's great here. Let's see, what's the temperature this morning? Let me look. Right now it is 63, which is a little chilly for us. And a high today around 71, 72. Gold Coast, Australia. Mississippi Gulf Coast. Jupiter. Yeah, Jupiter's right up the street. Palm Beach, Margate, Michigan, Loxahatchee. All right. We will be back in 20 seconds, guys. 20 seconds. All right, hour number 2 has begun. It's Monday morning, 5 minutes after 7. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. If you're just waking up and not following the news over the weekend, a lot of people watching football. Ron DeSantis dropped out, endorsed Trump. Nikki Haley's got another out-of-wedlock affair that has gone public. And President Trump is retired to sanctimonious. He won't be saying that anymore. So this is just a great Monday morning, a morning to celebrate. And, you know, a lot of people have been telling me, you've heard this in some of the calls, oh, why are you giving DeSantis a hard time? You know, he's done. DeSantis is out, and these others that have dropped out, because of you and me and people like us around this country exposing them. If we didn't go after these people that are part of the uniparty, the political establishment, the donor class, this would still be a primary that had 4 or 5 people in it instead of just 2. So it's very important, and something that, you know, that a lot of people make the mistake of is they assume everybody knows all this stuff. They don't. I got a call from a guy, was it Thursday or Friday? And we were talking about DeSantis. He didn't know any of the things that I was sharing about DeSantis. It was his first time listening to the show. DeSantis is out. Ramaswamy is out. They're all out because they've been exposed. Just like in the first campaign. Trump had more people up against him then. But if you go back to that first campaign, President Trump always focused his efforts against who was ever in second place. Now it's Nikki Haley. So we're going to have to focus in on Nikki Haley now until she drops out. And then she can go home, and she's probably going to get divorced now. She probably is going to get divorced. I mean, the humiliation of her husband. I wonder if he knew about both of these affairs. And, you know, I told you when the first affair happened, I said, do you think this is something she just did once? The sex in the family car? You know, the new guy, she had sex with him in the same car she had sex with the first guy. The escalators. Yeah, I know. She likes the car. That's right. That's why Mrs. Sununu in New Hampshire should watch out. Nikki Haley has sex with men in cars. That seems to be her thing. I'll get into the details of the new affair in just a bit. This one's worse. The new guy's married and a lobbyist. Everybody hates any type of relationship with lobbyists, but this one, oh my goodness. Could you imagine? If Donald Trump was having sex with a lobbyist? The media would stop. Have you seen these affair stories in any of the television news, by the way? I haven't. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hey, Lisa.
One of your podcasts, this week, I called in about this whole Nikki Haley thing, and I told you exactly how I felt about that. Being a woman, scorned myself, and then when I saw your other podcast with the car, with her, with Sununu, I don't know if Sununu's married. I tried to Google it. I couldn't find out. But never, that's just, she's going to be done. And because the more it comes out, like I've been telling my friends, that it's going to get out there. It's going to...
Yeah, Governor Sununu is married. His wife is named Valerie.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, and her husband, which is when I said to you on Saturday, I think that when you were talking on your podcast, that I can't. That's why. Did he go to counseling? Do they go to counseling? Why are they still married? Meaning Nikki Haley, and why is he on the road with her? Where is he?
Is he deployed right now? He's in the. He's in the National Guard. Maybe he's deployed, but I'll tell you this: they're going to get divorced. When this is over, they're going to get divorced.
Absolutely, but how old can you say, because how old is he? I don't know if there's an age limit.
He's got to be 40s, early 50s, you know, I don't know.
But how old do you just say, well, is there an age limit? No.
There is, I don't know. I'm assuming he's in his 40s, her husband.
Right. They'll definitely, because this is going to be way too embarrassing, and there's no way out of it. And I don't even know how she's going to try to get out of it, especially because of the alleged whatever, but because there's affidavits, which, again, I don't know why that happened either, but...
Well, Nikki Haley Nikki Haley driving around with married Governor Sununu in a convertible with the windows fogged up on Saturday. I mean, what the heck with all these sex stories coming out?
Face to face, just running ear to ear. It was disgusting. I can't.
I was looking for handprints or something on the fogged up windows.
When you said that, then I started looking for it too. Did you hear about Tim Scott getting engaged?
What's that?
Tim Scott got engaged this weekend.
I did see that. Senator Tim Scott got engaged to his girlfriend. Yes.
I think it's very interesting.
Why do you think black conservatives always are with white people?
No, because I was hoping you could bring up later on the show, maybe you will, but that was my first thing, like, because he said on whatever show it was last night.
Pretty much every, is your dog okay? I hear your dog yelping in the background.
There's another dog walking by.
But, pretty much every black conservative I know of is in a relationship with a white person. Harris Faulkner on Fox is married to a white guy. Candace Owens is married to a white guy. Tim Scott is engaged to a white woman. It's not 100%, but it seems more often than not, black conservatives marry white people.
And what's interesting about the Tim Scott thing was, like, remember when he was running, he never mentioned anything, was he living with his mom or something, and now all of a sudden this woman comes, I don't know, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Byron Donald's here in Florida. His wife is white.
Oh, I didn't know. I really like him. I didn't know that. I mean, it doesn't really matter.
But I think it's interesting that all these black conservatives. It seems most of the high-profile black conservatives marry white people. I don't know why.
I don't either. That is very interesting, huh?
Maybe Joy Reid can discuss it on her program on MSNBC. I'm sure she's upset by it. No one who wants to marry her. Oh my goodness.
All right. You have a great day.
All right. Take care. Yeah, after the break, I'm going to go through the details of the new sex scandal with Nikki Haley, and it is very detailed, and I think it's important. President Trump said he is retiring to sanctimonious, and he said good things last night about Ron DeSantis, so we got to give Ron DeSantis a break. Even though his endorsement of Trump was the most pathetic, weak endorsement I've ever heard, it was the first... This is the first time Ron DeSantis has lost anything in his entire life. You understand that? The first time he's dealt with rejection at the age of, 46, I think? So that's a tough thing. So, we'll give him a break and see if he does the right thing. Continues to do the right thing. I'd like to see him campaigning for President Trump, is what I'd like to see. I don't know how helpful it is or not, but we do need unity. We do need unity from this uniparty, deep state, military, industrial complex. Did you see we lost 2 Navy SEALs are now presumed dead from all this Houthi Iranian business? Are you kidding me? I mean, they're starting a war with a group of people that we don't even know how to spell their names. I don't. Do you? Without Googling it? The Houthi? Why are we fighting them? Huh? Does anyone know? Of course not. No one knows. Well, other than the military-industrial complex and the crooked, permanent Washington politicians who get paid off like Nikki Haley dreams of being able to do, get paid off by the military-industrial complex again. But she's going to be out. Nikki Haley is going to be out, and she's going to be divorced. That's it. And her husband should leave her, and he should get the kids, by the way. If you're a woman with young children and you're behind restaurants having sex with men or having sex with men in your office while your husband's home with the kids, I don't think you should get custody of the kids. Out of the two of them, Nikki Haley and Mr. Haley, who should get custody of the kids? Would you, if you were the judge, would you give Nikki Haley custody? The way she carries on? I wouldn't. No. All right. We'll take our first break of the second hour, come back. I'll get into the details of the new sex scandal with Nikki Haley and more calls. Our number, toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. Her kids are grown up. They're not underage anymore. If they're grown up, do you think they're talking to mom? What a humiliation for her kids. What a humiliation. If her kids are grown, they're lucky. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action.
What's a young adult? Let me see. How old are her kids? Let me see how old her kids are. Let's see. One is 26. And one is 22. They are grown. They are lucky. Do you think they're pissed off at their mom? Oh my goodness. I wonder who they, out of the two parents, which side would the kids be on? Let me cue this up. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. And everyone, please like the video. All this newfound freedom without any wires for the microphone is crazy. I could walk all over the radio station with this and you'd be able to hear me. It's got a 25 to 30-foot range on this wireless mic. Oh my goodness. Oh man, if you're on hold, hang in there. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Oh boy, guys. We'll be back shortly. Oh. Okay.
Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, Garrison Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All right, callers on hold, stand by. So Nikki Haley's kids are 22 and 26, so they're grown. No custody issues in the divorce. But who do you think they're going to bond with? Have any of you gone through this? Where the wife, I'm not talking about the dad, the wife having affairs with men in parking lots and stuff like this. Oh my goodness. What do the kids do? Who do they bond with in a divorce like this? Now I want to tell you, it's the beginning of the week and I want to talk about William Youngerman. You know, William Youngerman has been our gold and precious metals shop here on the program for, I think, going on like 20 years. I mean, it's been a long time. And, you know, since he's been with us, you know, you see a lot of ads on television and online For gold dealers, you do not want to buy your metals from these people. One, they charge you way too much. The gold, the silver, the platinum, whatever you're buying, they up the charges so much that I don't know if you could even recoup your money in your lifetime. They overcharge so much on gold and silver. It's insane. And the reason they do that is because, they're paying for national advertising. Well, they're making you pay for their national advertising. But another reason is when you call these companies that advertise on television or online to order your gold, your silver, your platinum, you're dealing with a telemarketer. Do you think it's smart to give an anonymous telemarketer the address where you're having them send gold or silver or platinum to? Oh my goodness, what are they going to do with that information? Oh, well, hopefully just send you the gold and silver, right, that they're overcharging you for, but who knows? It doesn't sound safe and secure to give that kind of information out to some telemarketer. Not to me. I wouldn't do it. William Youngerman, you will get more gold, more silver, more platinum for your money than any of these places, okay? Everything is safe and secure. No matter where you're located, you can do all your buying and selling with William Youngerman over the phone and through the mail. No matter where you are, even if you're local. If you're here in South Florida and you can't make it in person to his shop in Boca, even if you're in Boca and you're just too busy, or you're on the Treasure Coast, you're in Miami, you're in Palm Beach, even if you're local, you can do all of your transactions over the phone and through the mail with William Youngerman. But no matter where you're located throughout Florida, the United States, or the world, you can do all your transactions over the phone and through the mail with William Youngerman. Give him a call. He opens up at 10 a.m., 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010, and online, WilliamYoungerman.com. All right, so a new man came forward that he was involved in an extramarital affair with Nikki Haley. Callers on hold, stand by. Will Folks, age 49, and Larry Marchant, age 61, both signed affidavits in 2010 alleging they had a sexual relationship with the then South Carolina lawmaker before she became governor. While the contents of the affidavit were described by major news outlets at the time, this is the first time they have been published outside of Folks' own document, which he published on his blog. Nikki Haley, age 51, denied both at the time, saying she was 100% faithful to the father of her two children and husband of 28 years, Mr. Michael Haley, who's got to be pretty ticked off, who was deployed in Afghanistan with the National Guard in 2012. Multiple GOP insiders told the Daily Mail that they were intimately aware of Nikki Haley's infidelity as a South Carolina lawmaker, including tales of steamy liaisons in the back of her Cadillac SUV, the family car, canoodling in her lover's laps at bars, and nights spent together in a Columbia, South Carolina duplex. Nikki Haley has not responded to the Daily Mail's request for comment, but she did throw the Daily Mail out of a campaign event on Friday for asking about it, for reporting this. Sources spoke to the Daily Mail about Nikki Haley's alleged affairs after noticing her rosy references to her relationship with her husband, a major in the National Guard, who is currently deployed to Africa on her presidential campaign trail. So he's deployed right now. Oh my goodness, he must be pissed. It's not that he learned about this for the first time. I'm sure he's known about this and God knows what else, but now everybody knows about it. That's really humiliating for a man. Nikki Haley told CBS News in December, "I'm doing this for my husband and his military brothers and sisters, not the affairs running for president." Back in 2007, Folks was shaping Haley's political message as her communications consultant while he served as a member of the South Carolina House of Representatives. In a 2010 affidavit obtained by the Daily Mail, Folks stated that he and Nikki Haley engaged in an inappropriate physical relationship that included numerous instances of inappropriate sexual conduct. He said he first kissed Haley in a car in 2007 and that he had regular tryst with her at his apartment in downtown Columbia, South Carolina. He got married in 2008. Representative Nikki Haley, she was state rep at the time, and I shared our first kiss while sitting in her parked car outside of McDougal's restaurant and bar in downtown Columbia, South Carolina. The kiss took place in early 2007 following an evening with friends at the nearby Liberty Tap Room. After this first kiss, Representative Haley drove us to the parking lot behind the neighborhood center at Emily Douglas Park, where we parked for approximately 45 minutes. There, we slid back the seats of her Cadillac SUV so that Representative Haley could climb on top of me, he says in the affidavit. Folks said that the alleged affair continued through spring '07 at his Columbia apartment. A few other encounters occurred in her SUV, including one in the parking lot of the South Carolina Policy Council and her State House office. He wrote he broke it off when he started dating the woman who went on to become his wife. Now that's the one that I shared with you a couple weeks ago. Here's the new one. Larry Marchant, 61, a Columbia, South Carolina lobbyist, also wrote a sworn statement that year that he had dinner, drinks, and sex with Nikki Haley in her hotel room at a Salt Lake City conference in June '08. At the time, her children were 10 and 7. Representative Nikki Haley and I were in Salt Lake City attending a conference together on June 14th through the 15th. Marchant wrote in an affidavit, we were both staying at the Salt Lake Marriott downtown. After a night together of dinner and drinks with other participants of the conference, Nikki Haley and I returned to the hotel together. We went back to her room where we had sexual intercourse, and I spent the remainder of the evening. I left her room at approximately 6 a.m. I came forward publicly on the matter only after being contacted by the press and after hearing Representative Haley claim that she had been 100% faithful to her husband in response to the folks' allegations when I knew her statements were absolutely false. Marchant, who was married at the time, divorced in 2013, with his wife citing the affair with Nikki Haley as the reason for the divorce in court papers. Yeah, see, she's just like Fannie Willis. She's just like Kamala Harris. Wow. And they have multiple witnesses on her staff and GOP insiders who knew of and confirmed all these affairs to the Daily Mail. Oh, my goodness. Her poor husband, her poor children. I'm glad her children are adults, but still, it's got to be rough. It's got to be rough. All right, we'll take our break for the bottom of the hour. Callers on hold, stand by. When we get back, we'll take some calls, and there's much more to discuss. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE 1. 888-465-2631. And a lot on the table here. I'm curious to hear from women. How do you think this is going to affect her with women, being a homewrecker and all? This second guy got divorced because of her. She destroyed his marriage. He helped. I mean, he took part in it. But she's a homewrecker. I don't think women like homewreckers. In fact, I think women hate women who have sex with married men. I really do. I think it's a big problem. It's a big problem. All right. Well, if you're on hold, hang in there. The phones are ringing. We'll be back right after this.
Making morning radio great again. I think you're going to really love it. Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Absolutely, guys. Now, if you're new, make sure you subscribe, okay? Subscribe, and if you're already subbed, please like the video. Now, if you're new, make sure you subscribe, okay? Subscribe, and if you're already subbed, yeah, I think this new mic sounds a lot better. Now, if you're new, make sure you... Yeah, I think it sounds a lot better. Lisa says, no, we do not like homewreckers. It shows her character. Nympho Nimrod, yes. Why is our National Guard in Africa? Good question. Women would not trust her. Nikki Haley's no longer a threat. Why keep this going? You're beating it to the ground. Well, when she dropped, it's just like when if you watch Trump on Saturday night, he was talking about Ron DeSantis and the heels. Did you on Saturday night? Remember what Trump said? He says, no, you cannot talk about Ron DeSantis wearing heels. You cannot talk about that, he says. I must admonish you for talking about Ron DeSantis wearing heels. Remember that? So Trump was attacking Ron DeSantis Saturday night. Oh, you're talking about LeVar Burton? Yeah, I heard about that, Robert. Yeah, LeVar Burton, who was also Geordie LaForge in Star Trek, but Kunta Kinte in Roots found out that he's the descendant of a white Confederate soldier, yes. It's not a dead horse. Yeah, this new mic, it comes with this. It's a DJI mic, and you put it in this case. There's two of them, so you can have two people on the same channel. So like when I have somebody in studio, I'll give them the other mic. And I don't have all the wires in front of me from the other mic. The other mic that I normally use here in the mornings is this one. I'll keep this here as backup because I don't know how long the charge will last. It's supposed to last over 5 hours, so the show is 3. But this is the mic that I have been using, right? A lavalier mic. And you can see this wire, and it gets around the microphone, it gets around the headphones. So this will be the backup. Yeah, plugs. You know, I live stream here at the radio studio on my iPhone. My home studio, I use my Mac.
This one, pellet therapy completely stops and reverses all the signs and symptoms of menopause.
Yeah, and it's got a clip, but it's actually being held here by a magnet. There's a magnet on the inside of my shirt that clicks to it. It's pretty solid. What do you think about her kids, her 22 and 26? Who will they bond with over this, huh? Mom or dad? The kids may not have known until this came out. Yeah, it's a MAGA magnet, that's right. Well, I've wanted to get this mic for a long time, and I'm always too cheap to buy something for myself. I don't, and my wife, she got it for me. She just ordered it. I feel bad for her kids. What a humiliation. Especially the mother. And since all these guys in the establishment know what kind of person she is, they're all hitting on her. Hillary Haley. One of the guys at the Trump rally on Saturday that spoke before Trump called her Hillary Haley. I like that. Yeah, the Daily Mail had a lead story about it Friday. Nick, 46, since you asked, thank you. When she drops out, we'll move on.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 47 years of...
All right, callers on hold, stand by. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. If you're just tuning in, Ron DeSantis dropped out, endorsed President Trump. Nikki Haley, a new man, has come forward that she had sex with outside of her marriage. Oh, my goodness. Steve Kane joining us. Hey, Steve.
Good morning.
Oh, boy.
This is a horrible story. Are we the only talk show that has used this?
Well, that I know of, but it was the lead story in the Daily Mail on Friday. They found the new man, the most read English language newspaper in the world.
I understand that. I understood it the first time you did it.
No, this is new. We got new because there's a new man. We didn't know about the second man, the lobbyist. Not only does she take...
I'm excited. I just think it's
This is a new story.
It's a sad story.
Well, then when she drops out, I can move on.
Okay.
I mean, why you're telling me, Steve? Hold on a second here. you're telling me that the second place, a new man came out. See, I talked about this story 2 weeks ago. We had one guy. Well, I'm sorry. I mean, Steve, and now we have a second man has come forward, and that's I didn't talk about it for 2 weeks. Now we got the second man who had an extra who got divorced over Nikki Haley. That's new stuff.
Argue with you because it's obviously. I guess it's relevant. Maybe
Steve, it's relevant when somebody listen. They're putting pressure on her. They want her to be Trump's vice president or secretary of state. Well, we got to make sure it isn't happening.
In fact, this morning, if there was any question of it, she sunk her own boat this morning. She didn't know when.
She sucked her what? Oh, she sunk her boat. Oh, okay. I thought you said something else. Yeah. God. I just it's early. You never know.
Understand? Yeah. Anyway, I apologize because I'm probably being overly sensitive.
I don't know why. Why are you being sensitive? She's a terrible person, Nikki Haley. And, I was shocked. Trump over the weekend said that she was against the wall. I did not know that. What kind of Republican would be against the wall? She's against the wall.
I don't know. I didn't hear that.
Well, other than your disapproval for my choice of topics, do you have someplace you'd like to go? I mean, is there something in the news I'm missing? I don't understand.
You're certainly not missing anything. You certainly. I'm trying to tell you, it's just.
I just don't understand. Maybe
it's me. Maybe it's me. I just it's a yucky story. That's all I'm saying.
Well, it is. I mean, look, they got this. They got Trump in court with this lunatic who took this episode of Law and Order SVU and made it into her own delusional reality. They're talking about that all the time. Steve, I don't know why the media have not picked up on Nikki Haley's affairs.
Maybe we can,
Steve, this is new. She had sex with a married lobbyist. That's big.
New part is it's a new guy.
A second guy who's a lobbyist. That's like a donor. That's a big Steve. You mean to tell me that if it came out that Trump had sex with a married lobbyist, you don't think everybody'd be talking about it?
I think. So tell me why. This is a carefully thought through question. So address the question. It's a little subtle. Why is it that everybody else chose, at least in talk, chose not to bring it up, and we did?
Because they are not really behind Trump. They're fake MAGA. They want to cover up for Nikki Haley.
Hannity?
I don't know that Hannity has not mentioned this on his radio show. I'm not sure about that. I don't listen to his radio show. I don't know about that.
We've given.
Well, I will follow your lead if you've got other topics in the news. I mean, I don't understand.
Talk about it. I'm not particular.
No, let me tell you something. One of the biggest problems we have in this country with our politicians is the military-industrial complex, and the lobbyists have too much power. She takes money and sex from lobbyists. I think that's relevant. Nick, it's not enough for Nikki Haley to drop out of the race. She needs to be banished from having any role whatsoever in government.
Burning a scarlet letter in her chest or something.
I mean, I'm not taking things out of, books, but, in plays. All right, caller, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Madeline, thank you. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Once, twice. I can hear you breathing. 3 strikes, you're out. Okay, you're on the air. Yes. What's your, yeah.
Hey, it's Patty from New Jersey.
Hey, Patty, how are you?
Hey, so Steve, I have to say I'm 100% good. I'm okay, but I'm 100% with Brian on this one. Nikki's out there, saying how much she, her husband is a veteran. She's trying to make herself look like a very big patriot, and she's not. When you can go off and you can sleep with a lobbyist while your husband is serving across seas, All right.
I didn't say that it's. I didn't say that. In fact, I described the behavior as yucky. I'm not.
Steve. What I like to do. What I like to do is break. Hold on. They're adults. 26 years old. Listen. Hold on, caller. I like to break news, not just regurgitate what somebody else is doing. I don't care if I am the only person who's brought this story up. I don't think that should be a gauge as to whether or not we should talk about it.
And Brian, you're not the only one bringing up.
Who else have you heard talk about it?
There are a lot of podcasters, and that just goes to show you, Steve, that they're covering for her.
Look, I'm not suggesting it's a good. I'm not suggesting it's a good thing. I just feel bad. Maybe it's my own horrible life experiences that have given me the attitude.
I feel bad for her husband. I'll tell you that, Mr. Haley. Steve, there's a noise coming from. Yeah, Steve, there's a noise that you're clicking. It's. I'm trying to kind of. Well, I think it involves your. I can't. Steve and I are in different locations. For those that don't know, we are about 2 hours drive from each other. So, and I try to communicate. I'm trying to communicate through text, but it's not getting through. So I'm just telling now. You're doing something with your mouth or tongue that's making some noises. So I'm trying to text you. Okay.
No, Brian, we can't hear it.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Brian, we.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Anyway, I appreciate your call.
Okay, so that's so you. But why do you think, caller, that Nikki Haley having sex with married lobbyists and such is relevant? Steve doesn't.
Well, I mean, it just goes to show you that she is working with people that we are trying to get away from.
Yeah, and she can be blackmailed. A lobbyist could have the room wired up with photos. If you got a lobbyist with her doing things to the lobbyist, she could carpet bomb Russia with a tape like that over her head.
Absolutely. She could be compromised. She could be blackmailed. It's just dirty. We try to stay away from people who can be blackmailed or who could have something held over their head, and it just shows poor judgment. But you know what, Steve? They have no problem making up these disgusting stories. How do you think Trump's kids felt?
Correct.
He came out.
And look at this, and this E. Jean Carroll lunatic that has rodents in her house.
Yes.
Daniels. Stormy.
Point of it. Yes, Stormy Daniels is another one. All of it. I mean, just think about the lies. Look at what they did to Brett Kavanaugh. That was fake. So while I understand your humanity...
And callers, hold on a second. And, a few weeks ago, you and many others were telling me, don't talk about Ron DeSantis' high heels. President Trump was talking about them Saturday night. And, bringing these things up about Ron DeSantis dropped out because, I'm not saying just me, all of us have been exposing him since he's been running. And exposing these people is important.
So he's come to the...
Yeah, but Nikki Haley's still in it. I'm leaving him alone. President Trump said last night DeSantis is a good guy.
What I can do to help move the show along?
The show's doing well. I mean, I'll give you the final word, caller. Talk about homewreckers.
Yeah, we're really not ganging up on you. It's just that we've got to get back to having somebody who's got a decent set of morals.
That's correct.
Trump has always said, look, I made a mistake. I did this or I did that or whatever, but he's also been accused of a lot of things that he has never done that were made up.
Listen, Nikki Haley, the allegation from the one guy is they had sex in her government office. The only other elected official I know that did that was Bill Clinton with Monica Lewinsky, and people still talk about that. All right, take care. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here.
My goodness.
The Steve Kane Show.
You can make 2024 the year of more ocean views and quality time with your cruise with Margaritaville at Sea's new buy one, get three promotion. Now, for a limited time, you can bring up to 3 guests for free when you buy just 1 guest fare. Bring your friends, family, or
Oh my.
for free on fun-soaked getaways to the Bahamas. Aboard Sea Paradise or adventure to
All right.
the best mates in Mexico and Key West this summer aboard the all-new Islander. Don't miss out on a sail like no other. Go to margaritavillagesea.com and book today.
Exactly. Yeah. I feel bad for Mr. Haley. All right, where are we? I don't know. The one guy's like 10 years older than her. She likes older. Both of them, I think, were older than her at the time. She likes older men, apparently. Daddy issues, I guess. And then, I mean, driving around with Governor Sununu in the convertible Mustang with the fogged windows, the steamy windows yesterday, on Saturday, that was crazy. Mm-hmm. No. William Livingston. The news media is hoping, begging, and pleading. Iron skirt, war begging. Nikki is the nominee. Exactly, William. When she drops out like DeSantis, then we'll move on. And endorses Trump, we'll move on. If she drops out and works against Trump, we'll still talk about her. But if she drops out and endorses Trump or goes away, we'll move on. If we all were not talking about Ron DeSantis for the last however many months, he'd still be in it. Exactly. You got to expose these people. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. This is where MAGA comes to talk. I live stream here on YouTube 7 days a week. All right. Here we go. All right, callers on hold, stand by. I'm Brian. Steve's here. Now, over the weekend, I know, hey, I'm more active over the weekend. You guys probably are too. And yeah, I keep getting that noise, Steve. I don't know what's going on your end, but I'm hearing it. The last caller did, but I'm hearing it. So we'll go. I'll mute you while I'm doing the spy. If you woke up this Monday morning with pain, you need to go see Dr. Appleton. His laser away pain treatment can rid you of your pain. The laser away pain treatment, there are no injections, no drugs, no surgery, no downtime. It is 100% painless. 100% painless. And it works. Actually, what it does is it repairs the damage that is causing you pain. It's amazing. And he's rid me of pain, Dr. Appleton, 5 times. Dr. Appleton performs all the laser treatments himself. He does not have an assistant do it, which I think is just absolutely amazing. Appointments are not necessary and walk-ins are welcome. Give Dr. Appleton a call. His number, 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. Online, AppletonCairo.com. Give him a call and say bye-bye to your pain. All right, you back with us, Steve? All right, you want to go to the phones? What do you want to do? All right, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Ron DeSantis dropped out, endorsed Trump. Nikki Haley having sex with married lobbyist. Lots going on. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hey, Joellen.
Hi, Steve and Brian. Hey, Steve, when you get into politics, it's a dirty business. You know that your whole life is going to be aired. And, people are going to find out things. So she is nasty.
And not that many people knew about it, other than obviously this rag. What's the name of
the Daily Mail's not a rag. It's the most read English language newspaper in the world. The Daily Mail. It's not a tabloid.
Yeah, and even And even if it was, I mean, there's been people. I don't know if anybody. I guess other podcasters are talking about it. I don't know that. But
she's out of the race now.
No, she's still in it. DeSantis dropped out.
Out of it, she's history.
Well, why hasn't she dropped out yet? She's gonna go. She's gonna go all the way. She thinks.
Steve.
You think she has the power?
If you could have seen the number they did on her on the morning show on Fox this morning.
Oh, you mean that show that's on while we're on the radio? I missed that one. I missed that. Maybe I can watch TV while I'm on the air doing the show. I appreciate that. Oh, my goodness.
What did they do a number on her? What was that?
Well, they were embarrassing her. She was the only one up there that wasn't trying to rehabilitate her image with Trump.
Steve, Steve, after...
Brought up Dr. Judge Judy to Porter.
Yeah, I talked about that in the first hour, but I don't know. You're telling me that Fox, that's on when we're on, has better topics and news than we do. Okay, that's great. I appreciate that promotion. It sounds like it. You're disapproving of what I'm talking. Fox, they got it. You should watch Fox. That's what I heard.
I think you're overreacting. If I didn't know better, I would think that you were being defensive, Brian.
No, I'm not. I just think that was bizarre what you just did. I thought that was just bizarre. I think it was bizarre what you said.
We did a little thing on it, and you just won't get off it.
All right. No, Steve. Yeah, go ahead, Joellen.
It's a dirty subject, Steve, but people need to know it. If it's
like Joellen, like this other thing. Saturday night, when after the second man came out, okay, that got divorced because of his affair with married Nikki Haley.
Come on,
when she was running,
nobody's pissed at them.
Yeah, his wife left him over it.
No, I'm not talking about his.
Because they're nobodies. She's the one that's trying to she's the one that wants to be in power. Listen, Saturday night after the new sex scandal came out of Nikki Haley, she's driving around with Governor Sununu alone in his convertible 1960-something Mustang. And the windows of the Mustang are steamed up. They look like they just had sex, is what it looked like. The windows were steamed up, and they were both grinning ear to ear.
Caller, do you?
I don't know anything about that. I wouldn't go there.
I don't know. Maybe I'll turn on Fox News and find out. Maybe.
Steamy windows.
I saw them. They pulled up in the car. The windows of the car were steamed. It looked it looked bad. She's in a car with a married man. She likes to have sex in cars, according to these guys. The windows are all fogged up, and they're pulling up with smiles on their faces during this sex. It was crazy. Where was Mrs. Sununu? They're in the car alone. Steve, your wife, my wife, would kick us in the butt and make us sleep out on the street if we did what Sununu did. With a woman that has sex with men and cars, yes. Alone, yes.
But I wouldn't go that far to do that. But I'll just say this: there's a lot of stories that Brian reports on, and other people report on, that people like that took over for Rush would never touch, would never.
Yeah, that's right.
There's a lot of these people that I say, where are these stories? Why aren't they reporting on not one word? So somebody has to do it. And
because listen, you're talking about Buck Sexton and Clay Aiken up there. Okay, they're part of the establishment. They're part of the Uniparty, and that's why they're not talking about it. And a lot of them are. Okay, and that's just it. There's a story that's going to break. Ron DeSantis had a secret meeting at the governor's mansion around the time he announced he was running with a bunch of conservative media people.
This story.
Well, I know I've talked about this on Friday. We don't have the names of the ones that were there, but there were a lot of well-known names people are saying. It's only a matter of time before it leaks out. Nikki Haley has been backed by Fox for months, okay? So, there's a lot of fake MAGA out there in media. And the reason that this Nikki Haley story is not out there is because a lot of these people in media are they're with the Uniparty. They're backed by the establishment. and they want Nikki Haley in the Trump administration in some capacity, and they're still not reporting on this story. It doesn't mean just no.
Fox has been backing Haley. It's so obvious. I mean, even Trump.
I mean, Fox. I mean, look, Fox just banned. Yeah.
This is not the same Fox that I watch.
Oh my goodness, Steve. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Is there anything else on while we're on the air? Is anything else people might want to tune into? I mean, I just am shocked. Well, Steve, I just think it's kind of insane to tell people you're watching other things other than listening to the show before you're on.
Secure.
No, it's just crazy. You should be listening to me, not watching Fox before. But I'll tell you.
What?
It's the Steve Kane Show. You should be listening to the Steve Kane Show, not watching Fox before you come on. I'm sorry. And the other thing about Fox just banned Mike Lindell and MyPillow after he gave them $5.5 million in December. No. How can you trust Fox News? They backed DeSantis until he self-destructed. Now they banned Mike Lindell. They backed Nikki Haley.
To me, like you're the one who's watching Fox.
No, I'm not watching Fox.
You don't have to watch it.
We don't have to watch it to know that they're backing Hannity or backing Haley and backing DeSantis and banning Lindell.
All I know is what I've been seeing over the last couple of months on Fox, as far as Trump goes, has done pretty well for Trump.
Really? Did they carry his speeches all weekend in New Hampshire? I don't think so. Newsmax did.
Because when I call you to find out where they are, you never.
Well, I don't watch TV, Steve. I get my news and information elsewhere. Did Fox carry any of Trump's New Hampshire speeches over the weekend? Did they?
Weekend.
No, I just you pissed me off.
You have to know that Fox is not for Trump at all.
You say you're angry and upset?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Wouldn't want that to happen. I mean, that's.
I don't care. It's good. It's okay for me to be upset. It makes the show interesting. I don't care.
All right.
But I'm not going to base what I talk about based on. I got to wait for Lawrence Jones to report on it, who's got his head so far up everyone's butt over. Are you kidding me? No, I'm not. You know, this sex scandal with Nikki Haley's a big deal, Steve. They're trying to make her Secretary of State.
Name her Secretary of State.
I didn't. Oh, while we're on the radio, there we go again. All right, Joellen, I'll give you the last word. Maybe you'll want to share some alternative things to listen to or watch while we're on the radio, like Steve likes to do. Oh my goodness!
I'm just glad DeSantis dropped out, and his speech about it is so freaking.
Ron, listen. President Trump said good things about DeSantis, and he said he's retiring to sanctimonious. But that was the worst endorsement I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. Ron's not very good at covering up.
Oh my goodness.
To put it on her face, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
Glad he did it. I'm glad he did it. And I'm just glad he did it.
All right. Appreciate the call, Joellen. Now, Fox News has banned Mike Lindell and MyPillow advertising. And let me tell you, this is a big blow to MyPillow. MyPillow and this is all because of his support of President Trump. He got banned from Walmart, Kohl's, Bed Bath & Beyond, all those retailers. A big blow. Now, Fox News, they've got 20 different excuses on why they did it. Mike Lindell said that he paid them $5.5 million. As soon as the check cleared, they banned him and MyPillow. And Mike Lindell had just hired Lou Dobbs, who was fired by Fox, for his Lindell TV. And Lou Dobbs had a great interview on Lindell TV with Donald Trump. And then right after that, they banned him and MyPillow advertising. It's insane. And Mike Lindell has expanded to our audience free shipping on all orders. No matter what you order, no matter how big, no matter how small, with our promo code KANE at checkout, KANE, free shipping. But you also get the discount. Like, for example, the MyPillow Mattress Topper 2.0 is 40% off. You now get it 40% off and free shipping. The MyPillow pet beds, less than $20, right? I have two of them. My dog, my cat, they love them. You get the incredible discount on the MyPillow pet bed plus free shipping with our promo code KANE. That's site-wide. Free shipping on all items at MyPillow.com, and you get the special discount on the item as well. So, and that is something that Mike Lindell is offering you because of your support for MyPillow through all this cancellation, the latest being Steve's favorite news outlet, Fox News Channel, apparently. All right, you can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879, promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. All right, 2 hours down, one to go. Back after this.
WWNN Pompano Beach, WIRK HD3 Indiantown. Programming paid for by Vic Canales Media Group. Broadcasting from the local studio. In the Rose Law Group, where winning is a habit. 561-570-5700. 561-570-5700. Rose, winning for you and our community. Your home for the Steve Kane Show. From the Palm Beach Patio Furniture Weather Center.
Wow.
We just received another shipment of free doorbell cameras. And you know what that means? You get a doorbell camera, you get a doorbell camera, and you...
All right.
The first 40 True Oldies listeners who call 833-283-5050 will get this limited time offer of a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your smartphone with installation of your Sloman Shield. And that's not all. Sloman's is going to give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. So let's recap. You get an LED touchscreen, a motion detector, 10 contacts, lifetime warranty, and a backup battery. Plus, if you're one of the first True Oldies listeners to call 833-283-5050, you'll get a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman Shield. Call 833-283-5050. That's 833-283-5050.
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Jersey Mike from West Palm Beach. Hey, Mike. Let me say something.
All right, where am I?
An hour and 20 minutes with me in front of his desk going over all of my assets and advising me. And I'll tell you, that man is very thorough, and he really knows what he's talking about. He has given me some really great advice that I hadn't considered prior to that meeting, and I think that's going to help my life very, very much.
Call Joe Thomas for your free phone consultation and a free copy of his book, The Retirement Know-It-All. 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. Online, jupiterjoe.com.
Wow. All right, guys. Now, guys, if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. And everyone who's already subbed, please like the video, guys. Quickie Nikki, I like that. That's good. Quickie Nikki. Escalade Nikki. Hillary Haley. That's a good one, too. I like that. Yeah. Will that get you off your talk show couch if Nikki becomes president? What did Max say? I missed the first part of that, Max. Will what get me off of my... And I'm standing. I'm not on a couch. Oh, my goodness. All right, we're coming back. 6 seconds.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, we are back. Callers on hold, stand by. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. You want to go back to the phones? Yeah. All right. Oh, here we go.
So sensitive about when I mention a talk show host that's on Fox that's opposite you, or it's okay if I mention a talk show host from Fox who's not on with you.
No, that's not what pissed me off. No. No, that's not what pissed me off.
Well, you were saying that's what you said.
No, it's not what I said. But I don't want to get sidetracked on the soap opera stuff right now. I'm getting over it.
No, okay.
But you shouldn't be watching Fox. You shouldn't be watching Fox. You should be watching Newsmax.
Watching.
Why? Steve, let me tell you, there's nothing on Fox News that I don't know.
I don't know about that. As a matter of fact,
All right, what do they got? What am I missing?
for one thing,
No, well that yeah.
stuff that you don't ever touch, and I mean, there's a.
Well, if I want to bore the audience or I'll do that.
I think Mark Levin is boring. Shows that
Let me tell you, Mark Levin a few months ago did the most suck-up interview to Ron DeSantis when Ron DeSantis was saying the worst things about President Trump, and he did a 30-minute infomercial because a caller called me on the air about it, and after the show I went and listened to it, and I was disgusted by Mark Levin.
Fox.
Yeah, I did that day. A caller called in and said that Mark Levin did this suck-up interview with DeSantis, and after the show I listened to it. I couldn't believe it. It was a 30-minute infomercial that he did.
He does a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
Because you miss it.
He helps people sleep, or at least fall asleep. All right, you want to go to the phones? What do you want to do? Okay. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Ron. I'm calling from Coconut Street.
Yep, go ahead.
I don't want it.
Rod. Speak up, Rod.
Listen. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Listen, this came up when she was running for governor. It was proved that several people had lied about it. I'm not a Nikki Haley fan, but this is disgusting what's going on. And Brian, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
What should I be ashamed of?
I'll tell you what.
Exactly my feelings.
You're hysteric. You're jumping up and down. You're screaming like a little kid. I want to tell you, Steve, you probably remember this. When she was running for governor, this story crept into the news.
So what? What's that relevant? So 10 years ago it was in the news, so we shouldn't talk about it now?
Brian, let the adult speak.
Oh.
Probably remember that this story was proven to be false at the time.
Really, I missed that. How was it proven to be false? Excuse me, how was it proven to be false?
It was proven false.
How? No, excuse me. How was it proven to be false? I'll look it up right now while we're talking, and I'll read the evidence that it's false.
You know, you could have been the same about the Russian peace.
Excuse me. Where is the proof that both of these sex scandals of Nikki Haley's are not true.
They're not true.
You said there's proof. Where's the proof they're not true? You said your word was proof.
It was proven when she was elected governor.
No, there's been no, it was not. There's been major updates. Maybe okay. Oh, okay. Here's another guy who watches doesn't know what's going on. No. No, you don't. No. Stop talking and let me tell you what's new. First. Oh, he's hanging up on me. He doesn't want to hear the truth. What's new here is the Daily Mail. First, Laura Loomer had this story a couple weeks ago. Then I had it. The Daily Mail had a front page story on Friday. The new edition is the new man, and they have new witnesses, multiple witnesses on both affairs, which we didn't have before. And so far as this 2010 thing, or when she ran for governor, I have no recollection of that. It was 100 years ago, so it's very relevant. And the fact that guy hung up the phone and ran away like a little girl shows that he's not MAGA, I'll tell you that. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. Carl in Columbus.
Hey, Carl.
Hey, Steve.
What's up, Carl?
Hey. Well, hey, I just wanted to say that that DeSantis endorsement speech was just the most weirdest, awkward.
Pathetic, yeah. Weak.
I mean, why do you bring up?
But it didn't work.
Well, no, Steve, he's a great actor because he fooled Trump and all of us that he was MAGA for years. So he's very good at acting.
I mean, who brings up Fauci, COVID, the differences? I mean, an endorsement speech is supposed to be about how you agree with him on certain things and why you're supporting him, and he didn't do that. It was just weird. I mean, can you imagine?
Like DeSantis fan, I don't like what he did back when.
Can you imagine when he
announced his campaign? And I think that Don was right in cutting him off. And I'm not going to stick up for DeSantis.
Yeah.
Just Nikki Haley.
Can you imagine his when he proposed to Casey? Yeah. Look, your cooking sucks. The sex isn't that good, but yeah, will you marry me? I mean. It's like it's just so weird,
There's nobody else. You're better than Biden.
He's not. Look, can we agree he's not a very good actor?
No, I think he's a very good actor.
He was trying to save face.
Well, listen, he blew over $100 million on to lose. And there's
big ego problems.
That's right. Yeah.
But Fox has been pushing Haley forever. I mean, the town hall where Laura Ingraham was like, "How many of you are interested in Nikki Haley?"
Oh yeah, that was great.
A lot of people are talking about Nikki Haley.
Mm-hmm.
No one raised their hand. I mean, they've been doing this forever. I mean, God.
So what do you think of the last caller that ran away? Yeah.
Hold on, let me ask you a more specific question. What do you feel about Mark Levine? Have you watched Mark?
Oh.
I haven't watched him in months. I mean, a year almost.
Yeah.
I mean, I know about him, but lately I've not been watching.
It's like listening to a boring college professor. That TV show.
Yeah.
I want to point out that Brian's opinion comes from somebody who.
I've seen it.
He doesn't watch.
I've seen it.
What percentage of the time? How many times?
I've seen his TV show maybe half a dozen times.
About a specific show, you didn't see it?
I don't watch TV, Steve. I really don't. I don't watch TV. I just don't.
Either. I canceled my cable. I watch people like you, Brian, on YouTube, and people.
Yeah.
People that are going to get
like tomorrow night, I'll watch TV. Because tomorrow night's the primary in New Hampshire. I'll flip between CNN, MSNBC, and Fox tomorrow night just to get the results faster. Between the three of them. But other than like breaking news or something, I just don't watch to me the TV news is too slow for me. There's nothing that they have that is worthy of a discussion that I don't know about already.
I tell you, Nikki Haley just doesn't have it. I mean, her argument is so weak. I mean, let's avoid the chaos. You know?
Yeah.
She's Amateurville.
Yeah. I mean, I bet you Trump will put her in.
But Steve, all these candidates that have dropped out because people like us are exposing them. Ramaswamy with the Soros connection, Ron DeSantis with the height and the other things, Nikki Haley with these affairs. These are people that we don't want to just drop out of the race. We do not want them in the Trump orbit or cabinet. Well, no, I don't. I don't. No, I don't mind him. Real, I didn't see him with him. Well, I didn't see Ramaswamy with Trump all weekend in New Hampshire. He wasn't at any of those events over the weekend. I don't mind him.
He's probably back here in Columbus.
I don't mind Ramaswamy working and telling people to vote for Trump, but I don't want some Soros guy in the Trump cabinet.
But he's going to be very useful during the campaign.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. DeSantis, I don't know. I don't know how useful DeSantis can be.
I don't know what DeSantis' plans are. He'd probably just go work for some law firm and make $1 million a year doing that.
What's his value? He's burned all his bridges. He's burned all his bridges.
He'll run for office anymore.
He'll
work in the private sector.
I'm telling you what he's going to do. He's going to end up on the board of directors at Disney. I'm telling you. I've been predicting that for months. All right, take care. Carl in Columbus, Ohio. If you're on hold, stand by. I'm Brian. Steve Kane, of course, here. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. Our number 1-888-GO-KANE1. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. GO-KANE1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
When it comes time to get my blood work done, I don't have time to sit down to the doctor's office or waiting hours and wear those big lines. That's why I'm having any lab test now at Boca and any lab test now at Cool Springs for all of my lab work. Their techs are highly skilled and professional, and their prices are guaranteed to be
Oh, man. I mean, let me know what you guys think. And I don't mean just me, because I'm not the only one doing it. All these people that have dropped out of the race have dropped out because they've been exposed. Nikki Haley is doing as poorly as she is. She would never be beating Trump, but she's doing as bad as she is because people have exposed her on so many things, like the military-industrial complex, $8 million and such. I'm sorry. You got to expose these people. They've got to be exposed. So we have 43 minutes left of the show. This mic, I'm curious because this new mic, it's the DJI mic. You guys can look it up. There's a new one out. This is the old version, although it's brand new, but this isn't the updated mic they just released. It's got a unit that's plugged into my phone that I'm streaming on, and I'm curious to see how much charge is left in both the mic and the base plugged into the camera. Oh, yeah. DeSantis blew it. There's only one opening on the board. Well, thank you guys, yeah. Every line on the board is lit. Every line is lit. When I'm here in this studio, I live stream on my iPhone. On my streams I do in my other studio, I use my iMac, my desktop Mac. And I use, you see the mic I use in that studio. Here, this mic is a wireless mic connected to a unit plugged into my iPhone. All right. Oh, one opening on the board.
Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, Garrison Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at...
All right, we are back. I want to talk... Yeah. Okay.
You have a big fan in my sister.
Oh, okay.
She listens from California every day. And she says that sometimes I'm too mean to you.
No.
That I should let up and not try to humiliate you. And I
try to so you try to humiliate me?
That's what I said. I said, "Are you kidding?"
Oh my goodness. Okay, whatever. I wanted. Okay, news to me. I'm learning all kinds of stuff. What's up with you, Steve? Sure. All right. Now I want to talk about Joe Thomas. Joe Thomas. He's a retirement expert. He's been doing that for over 3 decades. And, Jupiter Joe Thomas, this is an amazing thing. Now, of course, he's offering free copies of his book to our listeners, The Retirement Know-It-All. And he's also offering free phone consultations. And no matter where you are located, you can take advantage of the free phone consultation. But listen to this. Joe Thomas is a 5-time qualifying member of the $1 Million Round Table, which is achieved by less than 1% of financial advisors in the world. It's absolutely amazing. His radio show, which I was a guest on last week, has been on our radio station for over a decade. And I know many of you have taken advantage of both the free book and free phone consultation. Call Joe Thomas, talk to him about your retirement. Even if you're already retired, he can help you. But if you plan on retiring at any point in your life, maybe it's going to be this Friday, maybe it's going to be 10 years from now, give him a call. He'll tell you how he can protect your money from stock market losses, stop you from losing money, and generate income for you when you retire, okay? Give him a call. Now, I'm going to give you Joe Thomas's number, but if you miss the number, just go to his website, jupiterjoe.com, and you can get his phone number there too, jupiterjoe.com. Here it is, 561-743-0999, 561-743-0999. All right, there's one opening on our board at 1-888-GO-CANE-1. I'll try to take the calls in the order in which they were received the best that I can. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, this is Dennis, man, from South Carolina.
Hey, Dennis.
Hey, Dennis.
Hey, guys, what a great show this morning, man. I'm glad I watched it this morning. I watch it all the time, but, man, you should do this more.
What?
Well, Levin is very knowledgeable as far as, the Constitution, things that people forget. But I'm with you, Brian, as far as Nikki. Look, I think Vivek did say it best. He was the first one to pull it out on everyone, that Nikki only goes the way the wind blows. And I know that's probably the power of a lot of these politicians, but it should show people real quick, whatever they tell her to do, that's what she's going to do. That is what we call the Republic of Old. We don't need that in this country.
No, she's for sale.
Exactly. We do not need it.
The fact that everybody can see that and everybody is aware, because I agree with you, speaks for itself. I mean, I don't think anyone takes it that serious.
She'll take money or sex with lobbyists, apparently.
And look, and the whole thing about the whole extra affairs, I know how it is. When you become a politician, you better check your skeletons in your closet, because they're going to come out. Somebody's going to find them. And even here in South Carolina, we only took her because we didn't want a Democrat in the state, which I think, even looking back at it, it was embarrassing to see Ralph Norman endorse her yesterday, knowing Trump backed him so hard and helped him get where he's at.
And let me tell you something. Let me tell you another thing beyond this bizarre conflict we're having over Nikki Haley's sex scandals. The media, and I'm sure Fox News too, are spending a lot of time on this E. Jean Carroll crap, and they don't even have a mention of Nikki Haley's sex scandals. I mean, come on, it's journalistic malpractice what they're doing.
Exactly. And you know what amazes me is, and I'm not putting the country down, but it amazes me how people can see this right in front of their face, but get amnesia when they get to the polls. It just blows my mind how people can be.
Well, no, and there is a major push with the establishment to try to make a deal with Trump to lay off of him if he'll make Nikki Secretary of State or something. And this story is important to show. Well, we're going to make sure of it by exposing her.
Exactly. And here's another thing, too. You know, she talks about this new campaign she's doing, saying how, you know, both of these 80-year-old men are wasting money. Well, you know, the cabinet she was over spent billions of dollars, and she approved it. So she's got a lot of nerve to talk about, you know, Trump wasting money.
This ageism thing she's talking about. She's got a problem with older men. This new sex scandal guy's an older man.
Exactly.
I guess older men are okay to take to bed when your husband's not around. Okay. All right. Appreciate the call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jersey Mike from West Palm Beach.
Hey, Mike.
How you doing, guys?
All right.
Hey, I'll tell you what, your show is great this morning as usual. I would say this, if the audience across the country knew about how you folks can put together the show you do, they'd never watch TV during these hours. The most entertaining show going.
Thank you.
And I will say this, though. I do, well, I'm glad. I do watch between CNN and Script News to see just how...
Oh, Script News is... Oh, yeah, I get Script News at home. The local news? Oh, my goodness.
The lady that on Script News interrogated the black gentleman who is very close to Trump.
Which one? Byron Donalds?
Yes, and she just basically lied through her whole interview with regard to...
Well, Byron Donalds is... once the left are in a panic over Byron Donalds, okay? And I'll tell you something, Tim Scott... our great senator from South Carolina who endorsed President Trump on Friday got engaged over the weekend. That engagement, he I bet you is on Trump's short VP list. I'm not saying he's going to be the pick. I think that engagement has something to do with him setting himself up to be on that VP list with President Trump. All of a sudden, he's getting engaged. Yeah.
Well, I would point this out, that all the networks are liberal Democrats with regard to their point of view. There was a time back with Walter Cronkite, if you recall, where he gave you the news and he left it up to you to determine what was going down based upon.
Well, yeah, but since Walter Cronkite though, the Democrat Party and the CIA have taken over the news. All right, we got to run. Thanks for the call. We'll take our bottom of the hour break and be right back.
Making morning radio great again. I think you're gonna really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show.
Oh my goodness. One opening on the board where that caller was at. No, this story with Nikki Haley is a very important story. You know, I remember when the Bill Clinton sex scandal with Lewinsky, everyone talked about that. In fact, when the Starr report came out and had her deposition, everyone read the deposition on the air, word for word. Mm-hmm. Woo.
Weather brought to you by Palm Beach Patio Furniture, Route 1, Seminole Plaza Shops, North Palm Beach.
Oh yeah, I like Byron Donalds. He's from Florida, but he's setting. He's very good. Byron Donalds is very good. Tim Scott is very good. Well, Nikki Haley's much like Bill Clinton, right? One opening on the board. Tim Scott gets really weird when he gets up there. He starts talking like a black evangelical preacher when he gets on stage a lot, right? I thought he was going to start healing people up there. Mark Levin's smart. I just think his TV show is boring.
Football Sunday. Go to pbkennelclub.com.
Hi, it's Brian Craig. Let me ask you this. Are you planning on retiring in the next 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, at any point in your life? Or are you already retired? Listen, economically, it's a mess. With the stock market ups and downs and inflation out of control. In fact, it's the highest inflation rate in 40 years. You need a plan of action for your retirement plans. You need the advice of a retirement expert.
Mm-hmm. We'll be back shortly, guys. We have 30 minutes left. I think it's boring, yes. I think he's boring. What his class, I mean, he's knowledgeable. You know, what his class is, it's like a class. It's like Mark Levin's TV show is like a constitutional law class at Hillsdale College. You know what I mean? I mean, well, I'll save this when we get back. It's because the computers are hot. That's the computer fans. The computers got really hot. I'm getting so excited I'm heating up the computers. They'll go off in a minute. Oh, yeah. Tim Scott got appointed to her, and then her lieutenant governor, the current governor, endorsed Trump, too, so... All right. Let's see.
Hi, this is Gabriel with Florida Cash Home Buyers, and I buy houses cash. If you want a house in South Florida and want to sell it fast for a great price, call me at 561-570-7070. I can pay cash and close in as little as 3 days.
Yeah, you know, you guys, when we go on our cruise, which is April 27th, you know, we'll be gone for a week, right? I'll be on YouTube on the cruise. I will do live streams from the cruise. Some people were asking me about that over the weekend. I didn't do it on the last one so much, but on this one I am going to. But I gotta get a vacation. That's my vacation. We came back from the last one a year ago. You know, it's so funny you say that, Gene, because that's what I was going to bring up when we got back. Exactly. That's correct. If they're both from the same state, you can't get the electoral college votes from that state.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 47 years on the air.
All right, there's only one opening on the board at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. You know, I'm wondering, Steve, you know, Fannie Willis is going to divorce court today, her boy toy and stuff. Should we not talk about that sex scandal either of Fannie Willis? Since we don't, you know, like, you don't want us to talk about that. Okay, all right, okay. I just want to know, and people say. All right, let's go back to our very busy phones. No, it's in the news. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning. Hey, so Brian, your proof that you have. Where you got like video, and all you got is this guy coming out right before the New Hampshire election. That's pretty. Right. What you think?
Don't forget the steamy windows.
The steamy windows of Governor Sununu's car. That's true.
And also, too, don't forget D'Amato on your show. I mean, you used to talk crap about Tim Scott and all these problems, and now he's a great man from South Carolina. I mean, do you have any opinions that you stick with, or as soon as Donald Trump makes up his mind, that's when you make up your mind?
Well, you've asked a lot of questions here. The first one was rather bizarre. So, the proof of Nikki Haley, okay? It was widely reported in the Daily Mail, both sex scandals of Nikki Haley's, including the new guy, his divorce, his wife in the divorce cited her ex-husband's affair with Nikki Haley as the cause for the divorce. So all I have are court records and affidavits in the Daily Mail and the great Laura Loomer.
Looney Loomer, yeah. I'm just real curious. Has Trump had any sex scandals or any problems with things like that?
That are true? No. That are true? No. No, not that are true.
All that stuff, that's not happening right now. Yeah, that's not happening.
No. The most famous man in New York City did not go into a department store in the middle of the day and rape someone. No, that did not happen.
Also, too, don't forget, when he was questioned, remember that video where he got his wife and E. Jean Carroll mixed up together? Remember that? He thought
no.
Her because that was on tape?
Well, first off, I saw that picture. And it looked like his second wife, who was the American girl he was married to, Marla Maples. That photograph did look like Marla Maples. I thought it was Marla Maples.
The Trump being so dedicated and everything. How many times has he been married?
3 times more than you.
3 times more than me, and he buried his wife on a golf course. Yeah, let me tell you something, man. Have an opinion
on a golf course.
You might.
So you think that if you tell the audience that I don't have opinions, that they're going to believe what you say?
Brian, it's not me, okay? It's already you.
It's me.
Yourself every day to not have an opinion of your own. You're a mouthpiece for Donald Trump.
Well, you know what? I would wear to me that's a compliment. I want to thank you for the compliment of calling me a mouthpiece for President Trump. That's awesome. I'm proud of that.
I think it's pretty interesting. I mean, even if Donald Trump called your wife ugly, you would say, "Damn, Trump, she is." Agree with it. Al.
Yeah. What would Trump call your wife? Oh, I forgot. You're not married.
Yeah, I have 99 problems, but a woman isn't one of them. Okay. But
really? You have 99 problems, and women are none of them. What? Yeah. Why? Yeah.
I said a wife. I said a wife isn't one of them.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure.
Hey, good pivoting. Just keep an opinion like once and stick with it.
Yeah.
Even Steve has his own opinion. So Steve is a supporter of Donald Trump. You're a fan of Donald Trump. Different.
Oh, really? Explain the difference to me.
You ready for this? A fan is somebody who is obsessed and sicko. You're a sicko.
Oh, you mean like someone who calls somebody every day on the radio and calls them names and makes accusations? You mean somebody like you?
Hey, Brian, I don't call every day. I just listen to the absurdities that come at you.
You are deranged, and you're always in a rage, and every one of your calls. Tom, take care. Thanks for calling in, all right? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Cal from Boca Raton, Florida.
We got a very bad connection.
I want that gentleman to please realize that Melania and Trump got married at Bethesda by the Sea.
Correct.
And the other thing is Reid Hoffman is backing. He's a huge Democrat donor. He is backing Nikki Haley, and he's backing E.G. Carroll.
That's correct.
Supposedly was raped by...
Yeah, now slow down there. That's something they leave out. The same Democrat backing Nikki Haley is paying E. Jean Carroll's legal fees. Okay, yeah, that's significant. Yeah.
I'm going to see Donald Trump. I'm so excited on February 10th, and I presented him with a plaque last year that said congratulations for the Abraham Accords with the date of September 27th, 2021.
Oh, nice.
And he was thrilled to get that. And he wrote me the most beautiful letter you could possibly imagine. And I framed it because it was so gorgeous.
I'm sure.
All
right, well, thank you.
Thanks for taking my call.
Oh, well, thank you for calling. I appreciate it. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Robert from Des Moines.
Des Moines. Go ahead, Des Moines.
How are you doing?
Oh, I've been better. I just want to thank Brian for having a great show. Steve, I don't know really how to take you anymore after today's show. I believe Donald Trump has been victimized for 7-8 years now. This country owes him such a debt of gratitude. How a man who will say he want to run this country after what he's been put through. Friends and family have been just, it's just sickening what this country, and not to back up, there's millions of people that love him. And
see, there's, let me tell you, listen, yeah.
Don't you think that's emerged from all this? I mean,
because of what we've been doing, Steve.
The thing that's going on up till now is that he's a huge winner. America loves him. They try to
the swamp doesn't. The swamp doesn't, and a lot of people with interest that.
Mm-hmm.
The swamp. Where have you been?
No. You misunderstood what he said. He said, "Screw the swamp." All right.
I'm sorry.
Boy.
This caller two cars ago, that psycho.
Yeah, Tom.
Says he listens to you every day, but you don't ever stick with.
But I'm the one that's obsessed.
It just when he comes out and says I listen to you every day, but he doesn't. It just amazes me that there's people like that. Brian, I love you. I think you're a great American, and I believe in Donald Trump. And go Macho.
All right. Okay. Appreciate the call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Ivy and Broward. Man, the last 4 calls are totally awesome. Hey, Uncle Steve, shame on you. I could call in
restless today.
I could call in earlier if you're getting up at 6 or 6:30 and watching Fox. Shame on you. You should be listening to your show. That's hilarious. Now, Tom, you're an idiot, okay, Tom? You need to have some substance to understand what's going on in the world. I learned this in the 90s. All we have is time. And there's a phrase, the time robber. These people are robbing our time. They're sitting. They're heathens. We have facts, action, like in the Congress, having sex, 2 men having sex on the table, Tom. Is that enough video for you, Tom?
There are 3 instances of sex in government buildings that we know of. Bill Clinton, the gay guy in the Senate room, and Nikki Haley.
So with Trump is manufactured, you idiot. They're wasting your time and money. How about Fannie? Oh, Fannie. Who gives a crap?
Fannie. It's Fannie.
How about her giving the gigolo the $60,000 or $160,000, whatever it was? That's your money, you dummies. They're wasting your time and money and get you focused on some manufactured thing with Trump. And you call in talking about Trump smells, or he's this, or he's a racist, or he's a this, he's the incarceration of the devil, or whatever. You morons. And as for what's going on to you, Brian, the war, why does it matter over there? The Arab Spring moved to Qatar. All that money that has been funneled in through dropping the pallets of money and the next billions of dollars they just gave Iran has all been funneled in, and Afghanistan became the number 1
That's true.
weapon. Where do these things go? So this is their last hurrah to then rape us of making more.
All right. Okay. All right. IB, thank you for your call. All right. We'll take our last break of the day. The calls are just unhinged this morning, but they're good calls, I must say. Unhinged callers are interesting. People are passionate. Yeah. Our number is toll-free 1-888-GO-CANE-1. See, these scandals that we've talked about, everyone we've talked about, no matter who it was, everybody tells me, you shouldn't talk about DeSantis, you shouldn't talk about it. We're down to one opponent of Donald Trump because we've exposed all these candidates. If we had not, and just said, well, Trump's going to win it and not talk about any of them, we'd still have 3-4 people going up against him in the primary. All right, we're going to take our break and be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve.
All right, and now it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated in Boca with our very first Gold and Precious Metals Report of the Week. William Youngerman, how are the metals starting off this week?
Starting off a little bit lower, actually. We were up $6 on Friday and back down $6 today, but the markets are trading above their support levels, and that's important. Gold on Friday did close out the week up $6.80 at $2,029.20 after trading in a range of $2,020 to $2,040 on Friday. Silver closed out the week at $22.59, down 12 cents. Platinum was down $8 at $899, and palladium was up $8 at $932. This morning, as I said, gold down $6 right now at $2,023.20. Overnight, we traded in a range of $2,018 to $2,037. The market right now on silver, $22.05, down 54 cents. That right up against that $22 support level for silver. Great buying day for silver. Great buying day. Platinum up $1 right now at $900, and palladium down $24 at $908. Palladium is actually closing in on platinum. It's gone down that much, and that's pretty much where we're starting off the week.
Yeah, and when you say today, you said it twice. You said it's a great day to buy silver. What are you recommending when it comes to silver that people pick up today?
Just anything in silver. The premium is all very low and gives you a great buying opportunity to pick and choose any of the products that you like, and that's a great opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, William Youngerman opens up at 10 a.m. Give him a call, 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010. Online, WilliamYoungerman.com, or stop in at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca on the first floor of the Bank of America building just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto. And don't forget, if you're planning on doing any international travel, William Youngerman also, you have an international money exchange where people can buy foreign currency or bring in their foreign currency they have left over from a trip and turn it into USD, right?
That's right. Over 60 different currencies we trade in actively.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is...
All right, we're back. I'm Brian, Steve Kane here. Our number 1-888-GO-KANE-1. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Idaho, first time calling. I just wanted to let you know that I hope DeSantis realizes who helped move his political career, and it was the never Trumpers. The haters never hook up with those people.
Yeah, they're poison.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah. You know, DeSantis and his really weak endorsement, I'm not going to spend any time trashing DeSantis too much because President Trump said he's a good guy now and he's retired to sanctimonious, that name. And if Nikki Haley does the right thing, things will change with her too. Just like you don't hear us talking about Vivek too much either, right? But Ron DeSantis, Steve, he's been out of Florida for quite some time because he's been campaigning so hard in these primary states. And I don't think he realizes how hated he is in Florida by Republican voters, okay? People are plenty ticked at him, and he's been out of Florida so long, he hasn't really gone south of Tallahassee. Well, that's going to be interesting. When he starts going around and getting booed and called names and things like this, his reaction he seems to be a kind of a insecure, petty man. And how's he going to, somebody that's a insecure, petty person, how do they react being called traitor and booed everywhere they go in their home state? I mean, what would his reaction be to that? I mean, I can't even imagine. I think it's going to be a wake-up call to him. He's been surrounded by yes men for so long, you know. Now, if he gets back to work as being governor and starts taking care of what needs to be taken care of, like our insurance problems and other things, a lot will be forgotten in Florida. But not that that'll make him electable. I still stand by he's unelectable forever because you can't trust him. I mean, you know, we had another governor who was a Republican who really had a forgetful gubernatorial time, Charlie Crist. But Charlie Crist was also handpicked by Jeb. If you remember, Jeb Bush got behind Charlie Crist. Charlie Crist left the Republican Party and became a Democrat and went to Congress as a Democrat. And he ran against DeSantis in the last election for governor. But what Charlie Crist did, becoming a Democrat after having been a Republican, is almost what Ron DeSantis has done is equally as bad. right? I mean, what Ron DeSantis has done is the equivalent of switching parties. And that's just something that people are not going to trust again. And when he realizes, which I don't think he knows, the damage he's done to himself here in Florida. You know, like, did you see Trump's Saturday night rally, Steve, when he brought up all the South Carolina people? Out of all of President Trump's events over the weekend, they were all spectacular, right? So, Friday night, he had Tim Scott come up and endorse him, who's not just the sitting United States Senator from Nikki Haley's state of South Carolina. She appointed him to that Senate seat the first time, right? So he knows her. He's close to her. He came out and endorsed Trump Friday. On Saturday night in New Hampshire, President Trump had the entire Republican statewide elected leadership of South Carolina on stage. He had the governor, who used to be Nikki Haley's lieutenant governor. Now the governor endorsed President Trump. He had South Carolina's lieutenant governor, Congress people, the head of their state. I'm not sure if he was the head of the state Senate or the House, the guy that had the cool coat that came up. And this guy, Steve, he said, I had a fundraiser for Nikki Haley in my house, and I'm endorsing Donald Trump.
Right, Trump. Watching him work to get a candidate to switch positions from rejecting Trump to rejecting Trump, it's just beautiful to watch him work. Skills.
This Saturday night thing, when the South Carolina governor and lieutenant governor came up with this entire group of statewide elected Republicans from South Carolina, that was the most powerful endorsement I've ever seen, ever. Because what they were saying is, we worked with Nikki, we know her, we were friends with her, we're her family, and we're telling you, don't vote for Nikki Haley, vote for this guy, Donald Trump, not her, we know her.
So out of it that I don't think she fully appreciated.
Well, that's why she was driving around in the Mustang with Sununu with the fogged up windows Saturday night. She's out of touch with reality.
Sununu's married. You really think he...
Yeah, so was the guy she had sex with in the hotel. He was married too.
All right.
Married men do not drive around in cars with homewreckers without a chaperone. You have to be out of your mind. My wife would kick my butt if I was doing it. And the windows being fogged up was the best. I mean, I just couldn't. And the smiles, Steve, I'm not saying they're having an affair, and I'm not saying they had sex, but it looks like they are having an affair. They look like a couple. They look like a couple, Sununu and Haley. I'm not saying they are, but in light of these scandals of hers, they look like they are. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Brian from Alabama.
Brian in Alabama. Welcome.
Well, I'll say Trump had a great weekend.
You sure did.
But the dumbass that just called, can he not do math? I mean, these people, pardon my friend, that's it.
I can't understand anything he's saying. And I heard one word. I had to let him go. He said one word that I did hear that you can't say, that I hit the dump button on, and the other stuff was so muffled. I don't know what that was all about. So I just had to dump the call out there. I don't know. He was holding something. I don't know what. I don't know if it was his nose or something else. But no, this. Now see. So now we've got tomorrow's a big day because it's the New Hampshire primary, and I watched every one of President Trump's speeches. My favorite, they were all great. The Saturday night one with the South Carolina, President Trump has 100 Republican endorsements from office holders in South Carolina. 100. Nikki has 12, and she was twice the governor. And that's crazy. I know. It's worse than DeSantis. I mean, Trump has a lot of support here in Florida.
Quite an artist, I'll tell you.
Oh.
He knows what he's doing. He works with a scalpel. It's wonderful just to watch it, and that's of course one of the major reasons for his success. Of the many reasons, he knows how to surgically take an opponent apart and leave them
helpless. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, the Saturday night rally in New Hampshire when President Trump had the governor and lieutenant governor of South Carolina with all those other South Carolinian congressmen and state elected officials. That was so devastating to Nikki Haley. It was the closest I've seen anyone do. It was. You know what it was like? It was like when President Trump in the first campaign, right before the debate with Hillary, had that press conference with all of Clinton's accusers, Paula Jones, Kathleen Willey. Remember that? That was the best. Oh my goodness, Paula Jones in the tracksuit, like from The Sopranos. It was beautiful, and even the woman grown up that was raped as a child, and Hillary defended the rapist of that girl. She's all grown up now, and that was the best moment in political history. I'll never forget President Trump sitting there at that table, and then Steve Bannon up against the wall, grinning ear to ear like Nikki Haley with the Governor Sununu with the fogged up windows and the Mustang. But this thing Saturday night was as close to that as I've ever seen. It was so humiliating. But Nikki Haley is not a normal person. Her mind doesn't work right.
Lost a lot of weight recently.
I don't know.
She looks very, very, very weird. Very weird.
And you know that maybe
she's lost a great deal of weight too fast.
Depression will do that to you.
Yeah.
You know, and her poor husband. You know, I'm sure he knew about these affairs. And yeah, maybe they were reported in South Carolina 15 years ago. But now the whole country knows. Okay? And that's pretty humiliating. I did do my part, yes. And we're not done yet. We got to see. Now, if she drops out tomorrow night and endorses Trump, well, you know, we'll retire those stories.
Yeah, but that's only a question.
You think she'll drop out and endorse Trump?
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
As soon as she gathers her breath and talks to a bunch of people, and she's going to realize that she's destroyed her political career, she'll do an about face.
Yeah. Hopefully, if she does it, I hope she does a better job than Ron DeSantis. I mean, that endorsement, well, he's better than Trump. I mean, he's better than Biden, you know, so I'll endorse him. Yeah,
Realize what an unappealing character he really was.
Yeah. And then when he started blaming Trump for Fauci was not hired by President Trump. He'd been in that position for 150 years, okay? He was there when the crisis happened. So give me a break. All right, let's go to the phone. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian from Deerfield.
Hey, Brian.
Hey guys, how are you today? Brian, that rally that he did for my Madison, I don't know if it was the Saturday night one or not. You could feel it was powerful, the electricity in the air, and really capture the energy and the diversity of how big the MAGA movement is.
Oh yeah.
Something about that campaign was just, I think it was in the big rally in the big center where he had it was sold out and everything. But the electricity in the air was terrific, and his speaking that night was as good as I've seen him.
Did you see when the South Carolina contingent led by South Carolina's governor, who used to be Nikki Haley's lieutenant governor, came out and endorsed Trump?
Well, it looked like they moved the whole government out from South Carolina and they made a trip down to New Hampshire.
Oh my God! When the one guy said. When the one guy said, I don't know if he's a state senator or a state house. He's the leader of the state house or the state senate. I can't remember. He had like the cool jacket that looked like it was from the state. He said, I had a fundraiser for Nikki in my home, and I'm telling you, don't vote for her. Vote for Donald Trump. I was like, whoa.
I saw it. I know it was a complete wipeout.
Oh, it was devastating.
For that night, that wiped her out.
Oh yeah.
Electricity and having that huge contingent from South Carolina.
Oh.
To endorse in person.
It was beautiful.
That.
Yeah.
I mean,
on his plane.
Oh my goodness. Devastating.
But what?
Let me tell you that all the weekend was great, including last night. But that moment with the South Carolina governor, the lieutenant governor, and all those statewide elected officials from South Carolina, that was one of the most brilliant political campaign moves in the history of the American political campaign.
As the campaign continues on, you're going to see more and more of those moments across the country.
Now, when it's just Trump and Biden, I'm expecting Trump to bring Corn Pop up on stage one day.
Well, I tell you, it was a brilliant move and just devastating.
Oh.
I mean,
yeah.
She's going to get wiped out in South Carolina.
Yep. All right, we're out of time for today. Appreciate the call. Hey, listen, if you're on hold, hang in there. If you're on hold, you'll be first in line at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane, of course, is here. My name is Brian Craig, and, oh, man, just an exciting time. It's the Trump miracle. After everything they've put this great president through for 8 years and this comeback story, this is greater than Rocky's comeback with Apollo Creed and Rocky II. This is huge. All right, guys, thanks, everyone, for tuning in. God bless America. God bless Donald Trump. And I got to tell you, Steve, tomorrow is the big day. New Hampshire primary will be covering all that and the fallout. Take care. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar.
Well, I got to tell you, the new mic seems to be a hit. Let me check the battery before we sign off here. Wow. It is still 3/4 charged. I am in shock. 3/4 charged still. All right, guys, take care. Thanks for watching, and